All right then, lads.
Is there any other questions before we get properly into it?
Not really. I mean, what's the line of controversial? I'm not gonna push it anyway, but what's the line of controversial?
just be yourself. It'll be fine.
Right.
Oh no! Don't
like
tell him that.
I feel like that should be the cold open.
You've unleashed the beast.
You know what?
The cold open should just be, what's the line of controversy?
That's actually proper. Let's use that as an introduction. Let's just keep going.
Dizzy scripts.
Yeah, welcome back to Dizzy Scripts. I'm your host, Andrew, with my co-host, Max.
I am the co-host, Max. Hello.
With us today is our three lovely guests, very esteemed in the writing fields. We have famous porn cuck writer, Zander.
Oh yes, that's me.
We have our German hillbilly, Justin.
Lovely day for a pint in it, lads.
And through our high-demand guest list of very much variety, we have Ken back.
Hi.
Everyone's favourite. Ken, have you got your keyboard this time or not?
Yeah, I got my keyboard, but I don't know if you'll pick it. It'll pick up on the microphone. It might do, because I don't think I put any, filters on Audacity, so you might hear the click, 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 click.
It's
Fantastic.
a must. It's a staple.
It was a good feature of last time, I think.
It was.
Before we get into anything, I do want to apologize to the country of Indonesia.
Oh God.
I was more drunk than expected in the last episode and could not figure out that Jakarta was not its own country, but the capital of Indonesia.
The capital of Jakarta, as we said.
Yes.
The
I
great
promise
nation
I'm
of
not.
Indonesia.
I promise I'm not that thick-headed. It was the wine. That's what I'm going to blame it on.
Any other apologies, Andrew?
Oh, there was a few.
Should we do some preemptive apologies?
Yeah. I'm really sorry for everything that Justin says.
I can confirm that there is going to be a lot of controversial content with me here today, so yeah, you better take that apology, because you're not getting one from me.
What's everyone drinking tonight? Let's get into that segment. What is everyone sipping on?
I'm on the Birra Moretti again.
Oh, that's nice.
Lovely.
Justin?
I'm on some good old peppermint schnapps, self-made, by the way.
Ooh, nice.
How do you make that?
Oh, it's quite easy. Just distill. It's basically just something that gets passed down in the countryside from your family. So I don't know how to explain it properly. Everybody brews alcohol in their basement.
It's like moonshine.
Proper moonshining it then.
Exactly.
Oh, they make mead.
Oh yeah, Ken's a big mead drinker.
Yes.
Oh, please don't. We just started.
Mead,
Oh,
mead,
God.
mead.
Ken, what are you drinking?
I am currently drinking some San Miguel, but I only have 4 bottles, so if that runs out, when that runs out, I'll move on to brandy.
Oh, fantastic news. This is sounding good.
Xander, what are you drinking?
I'm also drinking Birra Moretti, but I also have a large bottle of Asahi ready to go right after that.
Nice. That's for all our international listeners. This podcast is sponsored by Asahi.
Just because
We're not sponsored by these people. Stop saying this stuff.
We're gonna get
We're
sued
gonna
or
get
something.
sued!
we had that discussion earlier today already, but what tastes better, aside from a bottle or from a can?
Bottle.
I like the can Asahi. I would always say bottle in most cases, but I think can Asahi is a bit of a... It's just a nice shape, innit?
I haven't had enough canned Asahi to tell you, but I do like it from the bottle.
I mean,
What about from the
I've
tap?
only had it from the bottle myself, so I'm asking you guys. But it seems like nobody else had it, so...
Well, I've had it from both, man.
There's also tapped Asahi you can get from Wagamamas.
Yeah, that's completely tapped, man.
Listen. On draft.
Yeah. I've had all three, and I tell you what, Asahi on draft does not hit as good as Asahi in bottles or cans. I would say, for
Interesting.
Asahi specifically, it's the complete opposite to everything else. Everything else, number 1 tap, number 2 bottle, number 3 can. but Asahi is the opposite. Just because it's Japan and Japan's on the other side of the world, they do it the opposite there.
But it's a German
Yeah.
inspired beer.
What?
Isn't Asahi's a German inspired pilsner, isn't it?
You're calling it a collaboration between Germany and Japan, and that's giving me some
well-
flashbacks.
Access.
Oh,
The access
we're getting
returning, bro.
dangerously close.
This is
returning.
the lie.
Wait. I'm drinking Birra Moretti and an Asahi.
Oh no!
Oh, the fusion.
Oh no!
Just gotta
The
get
Italians have come
Do
along.
I have anything German in my fridge? Let me check.
Dizzy Script is sponsored by Germany, Italy, and Japan. They've changed. Alright, do we want to get into picking out the things like we did last time?
Sure, we can do. So
We don't have the hats this time, dear listeners. There's no two fedoras and a colonizer's hat today, unfortunately. We're just using an online system.
That'd be the great name of like a podcast. 2 fedoras and a colonizer hat.
Alright, let's make that instead.
No, because we are doing this online this time because we live far apart.
Yeah.
I will pick. Oh, I said, gee, I wanted before we did that. So our rule was 2 settings last time. I think we should pick 3 settings.
Okay.
Sorry,
What,
my
and then
doorbell is going
choose
off.
between them?
Yeah. Well, so instead of just picking the 2, we'll pick 3 and then we'll go between those.
Okay.
So if everyone has their notepads out, I will pick the first one.
I'm ready.
The first one is Inside a Whale.
Ah, yeah.
Ah.
That's a good one. I wrote that one.
Yes.
Listen, Vor is pretty in these days.
Oh my god, we can't get into Vor on the second episode.
We gotta
The famous
stay hip
image-
with the
look,
kids,
man.
all right? Listen, we gotta stay hip.
This is Christian imagery at its peak, you know? They did
That
it in
is
the
true.
Bible.
There we go.
So you're saying
nothing
peak,
wrong.
Pinocchio?
you're saying peak Christian imagery is just boiled down to Vor.
Is Vor,
Wait,
yes.
was-
I'm saying
Was
that.
Pinocchio Jesus?
Yes, he was.
Yeah, man. Do you know he was nailed
that
to the
how-
cross because he's made of wood.
The wood was Pinocchio.
Yeah. Geppetto made Pinocchio out of the wood from the cross. You know.
That's why he came alive, man. He was
Does that
resurrected.
mean-
Exactly.
Does that mean Christ is Italian?
Well, he was killed by Italians, so you know.
That's true.
Fair enough then.
I guess everyone was Italian back then. What's the next
Our
one?
second sitting is Brixton, which is
Oh.
that shithole in London.
Disgusting.
So
I
we
hate
had the
that
Bronx last time, and now we have the Brixton.
Brixton.
The
On-
Briggs.
It's also my suggestion, like last time.
Nice. Classic.
And our final entry is The Jungles of Vietnam, which I like. I think that would be funny.
But what about
Although-
inside a whale, though?
Inside a whale, inside Vietnam. Okay, well, actually, this is one thing I wanted to bring up in my my notepad. Just under apologize to Indonesia, it was while we won't pull a genre from the hat, I feel like it would be good to maybe discuss one before we properly get into it. Because last time we didn't, and we kind of defaulted to action, and I'm scared we might keep defaulting it to action.
I think that's the thing we discuss once we've got our settings and
Pieces.
things, right? Yeah. We
Yeah.
see
Yeah,
what
yeah.
would work best for that.
So, I mean, we have our 3 settings there, so if you've all written them down, we have Inside a Whale, Brixton, and The Jungle of Vietnam.
So are we
Okay.
using all 3, or are we voting on the best one?
Well, so yeah, this is where we start. So at the start, we'll pull 3, and then we're going to pick one of these to start running with, and the other 2 get scrapped from the list.
What's everyone on board with?
The jungles of Vietnam.
I was about to say the jungles. I mean, the whale would be funny, but I'd say the jungles just make for a good story.
All right.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
You can do so much for that.
The whale, in defense of the whale, though, if we do kind of like the pirate ship, if we do pull it, we then can almost immediately pull a second setting. But then I feel like that's kind of following last episode's.
Yeah.
Yes,
We don't want to be doing.
But I feel like we
Let's-
can just use one setting this time round, which is the jungles
Yeah.
of Vietnam.
Let's do a less aquatic
sick.
setting than last time, and also one which is easier for me to find sound effects for the end than the inside of a whale. Jungles of Vietnam.
So I'm defaulting to war. I feel like that's going to be kind of the vibe.
Yeah, Fortunate Son is just playing the entire time.
Yeah, I'd say jungles of Vietnam. Yeah, I vote for that.
All right. Cool.
All right, so I will now. Brixton and Inside a Whale are gone into the ether.
No.
No.
Brixton.
Oh, Brixton.
Brixton.
Shithole.
Sorry if you live in Brixton, you're gone.
Apologies to all our Brixton viewers.
So
I'm sorry.
is Brixton a country or
Yeah, what is the capital of Brixton?
Of course, it's
the capital of Brixton?
the capital of
yeah, who would say something as dumb as that?
the capital of London is Brixton. Everybody knows that.
Yes.
Brixton,
is
the
my city.
capital of the jungles of Vietnam.
Exactly.
Side of a whale.
All right, so we're doing an El Dorado quest for Brixton in the jungles of Vietnam.
Elder, that would actually be so good.
Sorted. All right.
Do we
Yeah.
want to pull a character now or an item? Because I think last time we went pirate ship, we're like, let's pull a character. To make it interesting, should we pull an item first?
Yeah, last time we pulled 3 items at once, right, and we tried to incorporate all of them.
Yeah, we did. But this
Let's
time
do
we're
that.
only
Yeah,
going to
but
pull
I
as we need
feel
them.
like we need to
Okay.
know who's going to be using them.
Okay,
I don't know.
we'll pull a character. We'll pull a character.
All right.
So we have a depressed heiress.
Ah,
Okay.
what's she so sad about? Because she got so much money.
Who submitted that?
Me? I thought it'd be funny to have someone who's depressed.
That is hilarious.
That is indeed hilarious.
And I thought, who deserves least to be depressed? Someone who just like get loads of money.
My many millions can't buy me a man.
Exactly. And I'm lost in the jungles of Vietnam.
Apologies to all the depressed rich people listening to this podcast.
Maybe we do a romantic comedy.
Oh, it's romantic.
Oh,
with
dear.
But who's her
About-
lover going to be? Pull it.
Exactly.
Pull it.
And the plot would be whatever her
Viet
lover
Cong.
is trying to just get to her to get to the fortune.
Yes. So but then he falls in love. Really.
Oh god.
All right. Should we pull a second character?
Let's
Yes.
pull her lover, and whoever it is
Okay.
has to be her lover, unless it's like a child or something, and then we won't do that.
All right. Our
Uh-oh.
second character is a man who is obsessed with fishing.
That's perfect.
That's brilliant.
He's in Vietnam to go fishing for river monsters.
And she's
And I
like,
think
"Hey, I've
just
got
for-
so much money. You want to get married?" And he's like, "Have you got any fish?"
Women fear me, fish fear me.
I think just to get our creative juices flowing, let's pull an item as well. We don't have
Yeah.
to use it immediately, but let's just
It's just gonna be a fishing rod.
14 doubloons.
Oh, nice.
Maybe that's what she's inheriting.
She's a depressed heiress because she doesn't get very much.
I'm pretty sure that's the currency they use in Vietnam.
Yeah. I think if I was,
let's
if I was an
let's
heiress
not
and
try
I-
to offend another country.
Well, I was about to say, not to be offensive, but I think the actual name of the currency in Vietnam is actually called dong.
Why would that be offensive, Justin?
I don't know.
Yeah, what's wrong with dongs, Justin?
Yeah, what's your issue with dongs?
Do you not love dong?
I forgot. I need to go for a second.
Okay, right.
Okay, cool.
So we're vibing with the kind of the idea of maybe a romantic comedy in the jungles of Vietnam. Well, see, Vietnam's so broad because Vietnam has a long history of interesting.
No, I think
events.
it only existed during that war.
I believe that is true.
Oh,
Surely, we need to have someone in the hidden under the ground in like a little spike trap or whatever it is.
one of them tunnels.
right. It says here Vietnam only existed between November 55 and April 75. So
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
Maybe
thought
it's a depressed heiress is trying to escape war-torn Vietnam, and she gets the help of a fishing man on his fishing vessel.
and she pays him the balloons to get her out of the country.
Well,
Have
maybe
you guys-
eventually he finds out.
Have you guys ever seen? I think it's the Queen of Africa, or the African Queen. It's called. It's like a really old film, and it's a bit dodge. But anyway, it's like this richest woman who like living as like a missionary in Africa, and then some civil war happens, and so she gets on a boat with a postman who drives up and down the rivers of Africa, and she has to escape with him up on the boat up the river from the civil war. But it sounds like essentially we're just pitching the story of African Queen.
Well, yeah, but we thought
But
of it
we make
first.
it a romantic comedy.
Well, this was a romantic comedy.
Fuck.
Oh,
Yeah.
fine, a romantic action comedy.
Okay, but what happens if we put a bit of a Heart of Darkness on it? So now we're stealing both this movie and Apocalypse Now.
I like it. I like it.
You know, what if the fisherman is chasing his white whale in the rivers of Vietnam?
And then they end up
What
inside
happens
the
if
whale.
it's the guy from the River Monsters?
Yeah, that's literally what I'm
TV
thinking
show
of.
where
He's
he's,
looking for the
fishing.
monster of the Mekong.
It's just him.
You know?
What's his name? Has anyone watched that show?
I've watched it a long time ago.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Did you guys
Yeah,
hear about...
that's literally what I'm saying. I'm saying, like, he's chasing the monster of the Mekong.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
the monster was the relationship he found along the way.
Along the way. Yeah. And she's
My
like...
wife.
It turns from a
She's like all
romance
sad.
into a full-blown horror movie where he just lives a mediocre life with his newly married wife.
Oh my god.
It's a depressed heiress, but she's trying to, like, woo Captain Ahab. You know? It's
Yeah, literally.
Yeah. So she's like, "Hey, did you know I'm really rich and sad and I could really use like a man?" He's like, "Where's the whale?" You know? And she has to kind of convince him.
I mean, we could put some modern spin on it if anybody remembers the movie based on real events. What was it called? Captain Phillips.
Oh yeah.
We could just
yeah.
work something like that into it as well, so we would have pirates back in it from the first.
We can get Derek Three Legs back.
Bringing back his ancestor.
Derek Two Legs.
Whoa.
Actually, one sec. Let's establish to get some establishments going. What will her be the heiress of? What's her fortune from?
Should we pull an item to figure that out?
Oh,
Well, we got
what
the
she made her
14
money from?
doubloons.
She made her 14 doubloons from what? Let me pull an item.
Or was it?
That's-
Yeah, she's an
that's her-
heiress.
that was
So
her
she's about
business.
to inherit. She's inheriting something.
Yeah.
What's she?
What was the idea that she inheriting the 14 doubloons, or do you want to do a different one?
We could do that, and the problem with
It's not
we
very
could
much.
trade each. Yeah,
But
unless
maybe
they're,
if
like-
it's really old
unless they're-
treasure,
they're
it's actually
famous-
worth a lot.
old
Yeah.
treasure from the famous pirate captain Derek Three Legs.
His 14 doubloons. Yeah. That's good. That's good. And it's
I left me 14 doubloons up the Mekong River.
Or maybe that's what the fisherman is also looking for, because it's like the sunken treasure
Oh, that would be
in
awesome.
Maybe-
the Vietnam rivers.
Right, this is the conclusion, right? You know how, like, at the end of, like, stories where they go and find buried treasure, they'll get it, and then the government will be like, actually, because you found that, it doesn't belong to you. It belongs to, like, whoever it belonged to start with. And then they're like, we need to find the rightful heir of Derek Freelegs, and they look, and they're like, oh, it's the depressed heiress, and so they get it in the end anyway.
Oh shit! No, so what happens if that's at the start? He finds it at the start, and then it's given off to her. So the whole thing is him then trying to woo her to try and get it back.
Oh,
Oh, does she know that he's the one who found it, but he's or not? That's a secret. He's keeping that secret. Hello. This script is sponsored by having technical difficulties. Bear with.
All right, everyone, go on this link, and I will get a call set up. Obviously, this will be cut.
yeah, right.
Nah, I'm keeping it all in.
Just for the flavor.
The viewers need to hear this. Wait, viewers. The listeners need to view this.
Okay.
And we're back.
Right, so I like this idea. So, do we want to make it right so that the setting of... It feels like maybe like a little bit of a waste of a good setting, but we could make it that the setting of the jungles of Vietnam is just for like the opening where he's finding the treasure, and they like send it off to the depressed heiress, and then the next thing's in a different setting, and then he's now polished himself up and he's trying to woo her to get his treasure back.
That's the vibe I'm feeling. But then, but at the same time, he's gonna be, the way he'll woo her is because he's like just an average Joe fisherman who accidentally stumbled upon this because he wasn't hunting for it. He's a fisherman who loves fishing. He doesn't know how to really woo a girl, and he can't stop bringing up like fishes.
He
or
shows
fish
her
puns.
photos of him with a big fish, and he's like, "Is that?"
No, I think he should be more of a not like a douchey mind obsessed. He should be more like charming. Like he's not trying to bring up or like show a fish. He's just so obsessed with fish. He
Yeah.
can't stop talking about it.
All right, I like it.
How about we just go ahead and place her in, I don't know, America and the fisherman from Vietnam, so we have like
we'll
this.
have to pull a setting. We can't introduce a setting
Think.
without pulling
well,
Where
right. fair
we need to have set somewhere else. So do we want to pull a second setting for where she's at? Is that if we agreed with that
I think
story
so.
plan we're going for? We'll do that.
Settings. Oh god, what happens if it's like just in a whale again?
It won't be
Oh, God.
Surely no one else put in a whale, right?
It's Turbo Island, Gloucestershire Road.
Gloucester Road.
Oh
Ken,
god.
Oh god! Oh god!
That's where all
What
the
the hell?
That's where all the homeless people hang out in Bristol. Set things on fire. So she's depressed because she's homeless. She's setting things on fire in Bristol. She gets her 14 doubloons, and they're both pretending, right? They're both pretending to be sort of poshos to charm the other one, but they don't know that both of them are pretending. They're both like,
Well,
Yeah, that actually.
she's a homeless person pretending to be posh, and he's a fisherman pretending to be posh because he thinks she's posh, and she thinks he's a posh gentleman, and so they're like both like having to put on this whole act for each other without realizing that actually at heart they're both like
well, no, because
lower
she can't
class.
because
They're made
she's
for
about
each
to
other.
inherit the 14 doubloons, so she
Yes.
is high class.
No. So what she is just through coincidence, she's the heiress of, I don't know, say Derek, right? And so it turns out they go looking for the rightful heir of these doubloons, and they're like, oh, it's you. At the moment she's down on luck, they give it to her, and suddenly she's really rich because he's actually worth quite a lot. So she like buys a fancy place, and then the fisherman comes along and says, oh, look at this person who's like got all this money already. I need to like, woo her in order to get my fair share of money. And so he pretended to be posh, she pretended to be posh. This is what I think it'd be quite funny for a romantic
I think
comedy.
so. Yeah. So it's poor people trying to make it, and maybe they kind of one of the kind of bonding ideas is because they can't really relate to anyone but each other.
Well, in my mind, neither of them know that the other one is initially poor. They're both thinking the other one is initially rich. So he comes along and he's like, hey, I'm a rich man, and I hear you're a rich woman. Want to marry me? And she's like, oh, if I marry him, then I'll be able to keep this life up forever, because I've only got these 14 doubloons. And then he's like,
the
if I
14
marry her, I'll
doubloons
be
are
able to...
valuable.
Yeah, they're valuable, but they're like, they're worth like, 100,000, say, right? That'll run out. Yeah?
Fair.
So he's like, if I
okay.
marry her, then I'm set for life. And she's like, if I marry him, I'm set for life. They're both trying to woo the other person and pretend to be posh.
I really like this idea of two people faking the high life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
I feel like he's also doing this purely to fund his fishing adventures.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Definitely. Do we want to have a bit where they both find out? Do we want the bit where they both find out that they're both poor to be at the end, or do you want that to be like the midpoint where suddenly they're like, "Oh fuck this, we're both poor, let's fucking go," and they start.
That could be the third act low. I don't know.
I was about to
Yeah.
say.
That should be the part where they're like, maybe she finds out or he finds out the other one's poor, and then they like argue, and then through the argument it's revealed that actually they're both poor, and then they throw their gauntlets down and they walk away in a huff.
I like this.
But I feel like the 14 doubloons has to be more valuable because maybe he was a Derek Three Legs fanatic.
Okay.
I mean, they could be like solid gold doubloons encrusted with diamonds. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe she doesn't know the value of what she's inherited.
Or maybe it could be that she inherits it and she knows she's rich for life or whatever, and then she wants to have like a posh husband because she thinks that's what she's supposed to do, And so he turns up and she's like, "Wow, now I can marry a posh husband because I've got all this money." I assume we're setting this a little bit in the past, so that's kind of more valuable than it is today. It's more like she's like, "I can get into the upper classes of Bristol if I marry this noble. Everyone doesn't respect me because I've just a raised up homeless woman.
Yeah.
But if I marry this noble, then everyone will respect me." And he's like, "Oh, if I marry this noble, then everyone will respect me." But they don't realize that neither of them are.
So so Turbo Island is more of a setting origin story for her.
Yeah, so I imagine we'll have a scene there where she sat there burning something. This is what people do in that place. It's literally like a little corner on a street where people go and burn stuff. It's quite fun. And then I imagine we'll have a scene set there where someone comes along and goes, "Hey, we've got some good news for you. You've got some money," And then we can have another scene set somewhere else where, like last time, did we pull the bar? Like that was a setting we just did, right?
Oh yeah, that was a setting we just added.
So I imagine, like it's not a completely hard.
But that was a setting within, I guess, Jakarta. So we'd scoped it into there. But then I guess we could scope the setting into either near Turbo Island or maybe back in Vietnam.
Yeah, yeah. Do we want the guy obsessed with fishing to be like, I don't know, a British guy, or do you want him to be like a Vietnamese guy? So
That's a
she
good
thinks
point.
he's
Yeah,
like
well, let's.
is he like Vietnamese royalty, or is he pretending to be Vietnamese royalty, for example, or is he pretending to be like a British lord?
I would say British lords. Like I like the idea that he's a guy who travels around trying to catch fish, a la
Yeah.
river monster kind of guy. Except he's like kind of more insane and weird.
So it's a British lad.
Yeah.
What? Let's. It's a good point, actually, Max. We should develop our protagonist here. Justin, what do you think his name should be?
Definitely something very good. I mean, we could go with the standard Barry, or we could go with something excessively British like Albert or Edward, something like that.
Well, maybe he should.
Yeah.
No,
He should be
Put
called
on a
Barry.
fake name later,
Yeah.
like because he is just a Barry, and then when he tries to get in the high life, he
He's
calls
like,
himself
hey,
like
I'm Baron.
Well, we could do it inside.
I'm Baron.
We could
Samdy.
could just do the
Yeah.
inside joke and name him Lord Albert Drinkwater as a fictional character that I use for a lot of games like Project Zomboid and stuff like that. It's just something that came up at one point. Wanted to make an excessively British lad named him Drinkwater.
Why don't we call him Barry
Baron Albert.
Drinkwater?
Barry
Barry
Drink.
Drinkwater.
I just like
He
the.
called
well,
it drink water.
I'm thinking maybe his name should be a fish pun. It should be like Barry Fishington.
Oh, that's a great pun, Andrew.
Whoa, not on the nose.
Fantastic.
Barry really
No,
into
wait.
fishing.
Sorry. Let me rephrase that. Barry Fisherton.
Fisherton.
Because he fishes.
Oh.
See, there we go. See, I got
that's
it.
good. So right, no, this is what it should be, right? His name shouldn't actually be that, but when he's trying to come up with a name, he calls himself Baron Fisherton or Baron
Yes.
Fisherton.
Baron
And then later,
I love
she's
that.
like, is your name not even Fisherton? And he's like, no, but I do Fisherton.
Yeah, he should be like, my name's Baron I Fisherton, and she'll be like, oh, Barry Fisherton.
Barry
Yeah, my name's
Fisherton.
Barry I Fisherton. Baron Fishington? That's me. Yeah.
Yes, I love that. I think that.
Okay.
I feel like there's some joke here to be made about catfishing, but
That's actually a good point.
That is a good point.
He is a catfish, isn't he?
That's actually
But
so
they're
good.
both catfishing each other. And then he's
That
obsessed
could
with
be the
catfish.
name of the movie.
Yeah, I was gonna
Let's
say
do
that could be the
Catfish.
title for it.
Yeah.
Catfish.
fishing the
It's- yeah.
catfish, yeah, that would be a good title, yeah.
Catfish fishing.
Catfish, yeah.
Catfishing.
Or
Yeah.
just catfished.
Yeah.
Catfish.
Catfish is actually a good name for like a film. And I feel like this story we've come up with is actually quite. Like once again,
I
it's
like it.
quite unique and it's quite.
It's
I feel like
great.
if we were good writers, you could get something great out of this. We're not going to get something great out of it this time.
No,
But we're
That
going
was
to
actually
try.
something-
Don't say that.
And we can
Just
build on
believe.
it later.
That was actually something I was thinking of. You know, when we have our super huge audience and we're super
Yeah.
big, it would be to challenge our viewers, and if you're listening, feel free to take what our final list of settings, characters, and items are, and try and write a script with them.
That'd be
Or
sick.
take the kind of vague story we've come up with and make it good.
Take
had
our
some-
drump ramblings and translate them into quality.
We had some great stuff last time that really like some ideas that really like hit me, and then we just never follow through on them because we were too drunk and we lost track.
That is one of our issues here. We have to try and make these characters' chemistry like have their low point all in like 4 pages of scripting.
Okay, do we want to write the first scene with Barry finding the doubloons in Vietnam?
Yes.
Yes.
And do we want
during
to
his
have
fishing adventure?
Do we want to have an item in that, or do we just want to write it straight up? It's just that's the whole thing. I guess the
Also-
doubloons are the item.
The doubloons are the item. We could have a character to be the guy who comes and takes the doubloons. The tax man could be a character we pull.
Yeah. Okay. Let's do that. It's a big
what if he's
risk.
trying to get through the airport and they're like, "You've got 14 doubloons." We have to look into-
Anything to declare?
Well, I mean, yeah, he's going to have to talk to someone in this opening scene to be like, actually, these are property of the something family, and
Yeah. These are property of the Three Legs family.
The Three Legs family.
We're giving them to Eleanor Three Legs.
We got the Disney script like Marvel Universe. The DCU.
Yeah.
Easy.
These nuts.
The D's cinematic universe.
All right. Okay. I'm gonna start. Let's do exterior. The jungles of Vietnam.
On the
River.
Mekong River.
Mekong River. Well,
So he finds them while he's fishing in the Mekong, right?
yes. What
Do
kind
we
of
wanna-
boat should he be on? Should he be on a boat or should he be on the? He should be like on a boat, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he should be on a boat in the Mekong.
That's running through the jungle, yes.
Yeah.
Run
A
through the
small
jungle.
fishing boat. Drifts. If anyone wants to jump
Oh,
in.
no. Should it be drifting or should it be like the motor, the two-stroke motor of the fishing boat sounds?
Okay.
through
Oh,
the
no, I
jungle,
actually like that
bop,
mod.
bop, bop,
Yeah.
bop,
What,
bop,
the
bop,
motor?
bop, bop, bop. Yeah, the motor echoes through the trees as a boat sails down the river.
I'm sorry,
and then
but I-
and then suddenly I'm thinking he's gonna then the engine's gonna cut and he's gonna be like, this is the spot. This
Well,
is what
is he
the,
is he looking or is he does to do it back? Oh, is this the spot for the fish that I'm looking for? And he
Yeah.
catches the balloons instead, and he's like, oh. And
Yeah,
then
yeah.
afterwards, he's like, I'm gonna do a different kind of fishing now.
Because I'm sorry, but
he'll be
I can't
You go, Justin.
I can't help but imagine him as like this fat British lad that he makes like half the boat tilt over towards the back. Just this
Yeah, in
massive,
my mind-
this massive
in my-
unit of a person.
In my mind, he's not a good-looking guy, and the only reason that what's her name is interested in him is because she thinks that he's like noble or
Rich.
whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think he
yeah.
should do. I don't think he should be too. Well, let's think of kind of like an actor that we could.
It's James
just-
Corden.
No,
Oh,
so I was gonna
God.
say, he shouldn't be that grotesque.
It's a bald, more obese version of Jack Black.
Oh yeah, it could be
No,
Jack
no.
Black to be honest, because
He's
Jack
gonna
Black
be-
is like not a stereotypically good-looking guy, but you can find him attractive if he's charming enough.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, no, no.
You know? Yeah.
I'm thinking he's like kind of more of like the guy from About Time, kind of.
Hey man, that guy's good-looking
Why is he? Because he's ginger?
because he looks a bit like me.
No, but what I mean is like I don't think he should be putrid like James Corden. He should be like
No, actually,
Right.
Danny DeVito. Danny DeVito.
just a little ugly. No, see, well, okay, he's too hot. Like he should be like a little ugly. What's a little ugly actor?
Well, you could have him be quite unkempt. You know, he's got like the unshaven face,
Yeah,
kind of
exactly.
wild-looking eyes. You know.
Because this is a
Obsessed with
romance. The
fishing,
characters are
kind of-
always hot. You know, that's,
Yeah,
that's
but
how
that's
romance.
the transformation.
It's
You know,
not
he
exactly so-
shaves, he does his hair. You know.
Yeah, he starts off a really unkempt dickhead in Vietnam.
What's
Yeah, but he's not going to be like a morbidly obese man.
no, but
He's
what's
gonna be like-
what's the actor called again who played Tony Soprano? The oh fuck, I can't think of his name.
a bit old, isn't he?
Can't-
Maybe it's fucking the guy who plays Walter White.
James Gandolfini.
Brian.
Bryan Cranston.
Oh god.
Oh yeah,
Okay, maybe controversial, but I can almost see Ryan Reynolds in this role.
oh yeah,
Whoa.
oh yeah. He looks a bit like Deadpool at the start, but then he just
Yeah.
you know
Yeah, he just has
put,
a
you
mask
put some
on.
moisturizer on.
what would like a classic Ryan Reynolds Deadpool bit be with fishing?
I feel like he'd be kind of a goofy kind of character.
Because I'm thinking in this scene, it's gonna be like his real catches, and he's like, "Oh, that's a right big one right now," and he's like reeling, and then like this chest pops up. He's like, "What the fuck? This isn't a fish."
You just have the fish following the line, and then you reveal the character's face, like as he slowly pulls the fish towards him. It's just Ryan Gosling or something like that.
It should be he pulls the chest out of the water, and he's like, "This isn't a fucking fish," and he discards it to the side of his boat, and as it hits the thing, it breaks open, and all these doubloons come out.
Do we want him to discover the doubloons by himself, and then like you know later on someone tells him this is going to someone else, or do we want there to be another character on the boat with him who then is like, "Hey man, joke's on you. I've been searching for this all the time for and
Nah,
it actually
I
belongs to
think-
this other person."
I like
him like
Xander's
a-
idea. I think he
him
should
sidekick.
he should see the gold coins and be like, "Woo!" And then as he's going for like airport security,
Yeah.
that's when they catch him, and they're like,
Yeah, yeah.
"We have to report this." And when they report it, the inspector comes into the weight room and he's like, "Actually, these are three-leg doubloons. They belong to the three-leg family." And he's like, "What?"
All right. So far, the script says the sound of a motor cuts through the noise of the jungle. A small fishing vessel churns its way down the Mekong. Driving the boat is Barry Drinkwater, a somewhat ugly fella. No James Corden. He stops the boat near a tree sticking into the river. Barry, this is the place. That's what we got so far.
You should then be like, maybe like I'm thinking Hot Fuzz now. You know when they do like that Edgar Wright, like ching ching ching, kind of quick cuts where he straps his boots on.
Yeah.
You know, like Hot Fuzz, they do those quick
Yeah,
montages where like he zips, like he's like straps his boots on, grabs his rods, reels it in, then whoosh, and then puts cigarette in mouth, lights it,
Fishing line.
grabs rod, whoosh, ching ching, whoosh, and then the montage has with the whoosh, as the cast goes out.
Lights a match off his stubble.
I love Edgar Wright. Favorite director. I love these little cuts he does in his movies.
Leans over edge of boat. Adjusts fat to hangover boat.
He's no James Corden though.
No James Corden. Whoosh.
I do like the idea that he's like a Jack Black though.
Yeah. I can see Jack Black.
Honestly,
A young Jack Black.
if
I
this
think
was-
Jack
like
Black
a
would.
school of
He
rock,
has
a
to.
school of rock Jack
If
Black.
this wasn't
Jack Black
if this
has
was an actual
exactly
movie,
that.
I would absolutely want Jack Black in that role. He would be perfect. If we wanted it to be like comedic, then he would be the perfect pick, no questions asked.
Oh, fuck, I messed up. Oh, good beer.
Good beer.
I love beer.
Good women.
Beer is good for me.
Flash cuts, boots on, fishing line up, cigarette in mouth, lights a match off his stubble, leans over the edge of the boat, adjusts fat to hang over the boat, whoosh, lure of the river. Sorry, lure in river.
Yeah. So now man's fishing. So he's like, what's he looking for? Some kind of catfish? Is he talking to himself? This is the question. I guess he is. He's just obsessed with fish. He's talking to the fish.
He's
He's trying to find
Maybe
a
she'd be
river
like,
monster.
maybe she'd be like, come on, where are you?
he's
I know
just
you're
like-
in there.
He's just having the inner dialogue for years. I've been searching the world for the biggest catfish. I've heard rumors that it awaits me.
Yes, he's
No,
It's definitely it has to be a catfish, right? Because that's
Yeah,
the
no,
theme
no,
of everything.
yes.
Yeah.
But it shouldn't be more of a. He should just be like talking like the fish is there. He should be like, I know you're in there, baby. Where are you, you catfish?
Come on, give it to me.
Don't catfish me.
Come on, baby, I can hear you.
See, I can literally hear Jack Black saying that in my mind.
That's
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. He would be perfect for this.
All right, I mean, Jack Black is cast, man.
Yep, there we go.
There we go.
Young Jack
He's
Black.
on board.
News just in. 20 years ago, Jack Black has signed the contract.
What a guy.
Suddenly, the rope tightens. I actually. Does anyone here actually fish? How does fishing work? With the line.
I think what you do is
with
you wait.
The line.
You wait for the bubbles to come near,
Right, have
and then
you-
when
Mate,
it
that's
pops
my-
under
mate,
water,
that's
you
Minecraft.
click, and it goes.
Have you ever played Minecraft?
Minecraft.
Exactly.
Yeah. And the line goes taut.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, baby.
Look at us, pro writers.
We should just put in the that one quote from
He should be like, I
From-
gotcha.
from Jaws. We need a bigger boat. Like his line snaps or something like that.
I like how there's just there in his boat. Maybe there's like a Vietnamese guy driving it who's just sleeping the whole time.
And then when Barry throws the chest onto the thing, he wakes up and looks down and sees the coins on the ground.
The entire boat just rocks the second he throws his fat on the.
He should be like really sensual. Maybe we should do like okay. let me propose. Maybe he should be like flirting with it. He'd be like, "Oh yeah, I got you." Like really sensually flirting with it, and then we do a callback to that because he used the same lines again to the girl.
That's actually brilliant. Yeah. But what line should we like? We need to come up with some lines.
I've got tug on that thing.
The kids will love it.
Oh no.
Yeah.
He should be like.
Uh,
So we definitely need the line later on where he says, "You're a real catch" to the girl.
Oh, nice. That's real
Yeah,
good.
that's good. Yeah.
Right, so we want to do this is proper filmmaking, right? He actually does have the catfish here. He pulls it up, it escapes, and he goes in again, and then he gets a chest, and he's like, "Fuck this!" Throws it away, and he's looking for it, and the
The line
Look at all these
breaks.
coins.
As
Yeah,
Justin
yeah.
said, the line will break or something, and he'll get away.
No, actually, how about we just do the thing with the like inside of a whale and combine that with the catfish? That
The
he
whale's
finds
gone,
the,
brother. The
He
whale's
finds
gone.
the no. He just finds the balloons inside of the catfish after he catches it.
Unfortunately,
Oh, it could, to
the,
be
the,
fair.
the, wh- no, the whale in Brixton, we burnt them. We have to burn the starting settings.
Yeah, but this is
No, let's
just
go
an idea.
catfish instead.
Right. So he could catch the catfish, and he doesn't even know he's got the doubloons. So he's just taking a catfish back to the UK, and then it goes through the scanner, and they're like, "There's a bunch of doubloons in here, mate," and then they're taken from him.
Or, alternatively, he catches the catfish, and as the catfish comes out the water, it basically, like Mouse slips out the treasure chest that's on the line. So basically, he pulls the fish up with the chest, and then the fish slips off the chest, and that's why he's so mad and throws the chest.
That would,
Wait,
yeah.
so the catfish has got a chest in its mouth.
Yeah, the catfish has the chest in its mouth, and as he pulls it up with the catfish like opens its mouth, and it comes out.
And then, in his mind, this money belongs to the catfish, right? So when it goes to the woman, suddenly he's not interested in the catfish anymore. He's like, this woman is the new catfish because now the chest belongs to her. You know? He's like, he suddenly sees her as the catfish because he's like, whoever the chest belongs to is the catfish I'm trying to catch.
I think that's just that's just the reason why he's frustrated, because he lost the catfish, and he's like, the stupid box, you made me lose my catfish, and he
It can be both.
throws. Yeah, the more of the story.
Does
the
he
end will
like
be,
kick it and it opens and he sees the 14 doubloons inside and he's like, "Oh!"
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, he's frustrated that he lost the fish because the fish falls off the rope because it was on the treasure chest, and he's like, fuck this, and he throws it on the boat, and it breaks open and doubloons fall out, and he's like,
The whole catfish.
the final line is, "You were the real catfish all along."
Does the catfish wink at him? Question mark.
Or he could
I'm
be
putting
like,
that in the script.
"Of all the fish I've ever caught in my life, you're the greatest catch I've made."
You've got the best cat. And by that I mean...
Does the catfish wink at him? What does that mean?
The fish spits the line from its mouth
Revealing a chest
along with something else.
attached
A chest.
by the hook.
A chest hooked by the handle.
Yes. Barry be like, "The fuck is this?"
He's like, "Oh, okay."
What's like a proper like Brexit geezer kind of line that he would say?
Brexit means Brexit.
He just says that.
It'd be like, oh, like what's like a
Curse you, catfish! Brexit means Brexit!
Yeah, this is like
you should say caught means caught.
You can't pay me off.
yeah. He's just
when
he's
he-
shouting at the catfish like, "I caught you!" He just
Caught means
throws his
when he
like
opens-
hat on the ground.
No, he throws the
When
chest
he
on the
opens the
ground.
chest, he's like, you
throws
think
the
you
chest.
can pay me off, catfish?
No, he doesn't know what's in the chest yet. He's like, caught
Yeah,
means
yeah.
caught, and he slams the chest to the ground. It breaks open into the gold.
Yeah, and the
Very.
14 doubloons fall in the bottom of the boat, and he's like, "Oh, hello."
With the signature 3-leg symbol, a crest.
Now, would the 3-leg symbol look like, the Isle of Man flag? It's like the 3 legs and like the circle.
It's just 3 peg legs.
But it's got a
together.
cock as well. It's the Isle of Man flags, but it also has a penis.
Yeah, wait, that's such a. Sorry, I had to look up the flag. That's such a good one.
The 3 legs. The 3 legs. Yeah, for the listeners at home, look that up. You'll get it.
Yes. No, but everyone knows the Isle of Man flag. Very very famous flag.
Yeah, if they're a map gamer like me.
The fish slips back into the river and swims away. Barry grabs the chest and chucks it into the boat. It bursts open. Curse you, catfish! Caught means caught. Actually, I probably won't voice it. Who could do a good
We're doing pirate accents again.
Yeah, no, I was just defaulting back to Derek. I can't do a good Brexit
already-
geezer accent.
Oh.
Could you imagine
I
Jack?
caught
Black
me,
trying to sign-
Scott, yeah.
Caught means caught, you bastard.
There you go. Add that, you bastard, at the end of the last line of dialogue.
You bastard.
Boy.
You bastard. You bastard.
Bastard.
Just
I
a
was
bit of
just about-
banter.
On the bottom are scattered 14 doubloons. Oh, did you? Oh yeah, it's first one.
Yeah.
And then after that, on them is the symbol of three legs. Zed, Justin, how would a Brexit geezer say this?
Well, looks like I could buy a few pints with these here.
That's the one. I could buy a Bugatti with that.
I could buy my wife Susan again. Oh no, we should have a
I
wife.
could pay for George's football practice for that.
Few pints worth here, I reckon.
I could buy myself a new family ute.
Blimey, that's a couple of points if I ever seen it.
That's better.
I could pay me tabs
Sorry, I
and
said
spoons.
Oh my god. That's a few. There we go. All right, we got there.
We just end the scene there, and then we have them in the airport, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The airport in Vietnam, so we're setting like the bar.
No,
the
should
jungle
he
of
be back in
Vietnam.
England?
yeah.
It's an airport in the jungle of
Yeah.
Vietnam.
He'll get off the plane because it got pinged in Vietnam, and when he gets off in like Heathrow, that's when like the British government men come and be like, "Oi, this belongs to the Derek family.
You got a license for them doubloons.
You got a license for them."
That shouldn't actually be like, you got a license for them doubloons.
Okay, so
bloody
a
hell.
short scene in the airport. Just no dialogue. Barry passes through the airport. The coins flash on the X-ray scanner. A worker puts a call in. X.
We will have to pull a character for. Oh yeah, that was another rule. Sorry, guests, we haven't explained yet. If a character doesn't have a line of dialogue, we don't need to pull anything for it. It's only if they do actually need to speak, then we pull dialogue.
I was gonna say,
Or pull a character.
we didn't pull Heathrow, did we?
We
No.
didn't, but we're kind of extrapolating off
Actually,
Turbo Island.
If it's Turbo Island, then it should be Bristol Airport.
Okay, there you go. Yeah.
Oh,
Bristol.
yeah. Wait, should they all be speaking with a West
Wait, no.
Country accent?
If it's Bristol Airport, then he's already in the same city as her. Should he be like a Bristol local, or should he be like a Londoner who could then come to Bristol? You know.
I feel like a Bristol local could be kind of funny.
Yeah.
Because then they get to like.
He talk with a West Country accent.
Because then he knows what Turbo Island is,
Marshall.
which is a bit different.
Yeah, he's like, wait a minute, you're a Turbo Islander.
Ken, I am
no,
right
we
about
could-
Turbo Island.
You're a
right?
Turbo
Yeah,
Island, and
it's
my
like
mum's
the
from
home-
there.
It's where,
Turbo Island.
it's where
Yeah.
all the homeless people go.
Aye, that's where
Yeah.
my mum's from.
No, I think it would be
Okay.
interesting if it was actually a Londoner, but he actually lives in Bristol.
Okay,
Yeah, that could work.
So he's come back to
Still
Bristol.
getting used to
Cool.
Bristol, yeah.
Rules are made to be broken. I think we pulled Turbo Island. We can extrapolate it to South England areas.
Yeah.
Rules are made to be broken, audience. Fuck you. Episode 2.
We're trying to write a masterpiece here. We can't be restricted.
I have a feeling next episode you're going to have to just apologise to the poor folks in Bristol because you insulted their holy site where homeless people burn
The
tires.
reoccurring
They're
themes
Turbo
of this
Island, yeah.
podcast will be apologizing to the people we insulted with the last script.
So far we got the people of Vietnam, the people of Turbo Island.
So we just had a British geezer. That's like the only
Exactly.
offensive thing we had, quote unquote offensive.
Whose change you think to think?
I just looked up Turbo Island. Jesus Christ, that's
The Google reviews, they're so funny.
that's Google reviews of
Reviews
that
for us.
was the highlight of my Bristol experience. It really taught me a new way of living. It was like pure serenity. I was pleasantly surprised by the ammonia aroma.
The clean sidewalks. If you're ever in the area and look for a good time, the street festivals are always an entertaining time.
Oh
It is a
god.
pretty entertaining
Pretty
thing to
genuine,
watch.
yeah.
It is
It's
pretty
quite
entertaining
cool
to be
be
fair.
Yeah. They just burn like trolleys and stuff.
Yeah. Sometimes they do like bonfires there, and it's like a whole like
I
cult
think
vibe. Yeah.
the funniest part of this is it's called Turbo Island. Like, why Turbo?
Yeah.
Just love the thing that TripAdvisor gives me here. The first thing I get is hidden gem worth crossing the ocean for, Turbo Island.
Totally.
Man flies from Germany to see Turbo Island get set on fire.
All right. So this guy who's taking the balloons off him is gonna have to say something to him. So do we have to pull a character for that?
Yes, we do.
Yes.
Okay, here we go, boys.
Oh god.
But why would we pull a character for a guy who has one line? I don't know.
We have to.
Actually, you know
we
what?
have to.
Screw it. We'll see what happens.
It's
You know
the
what?
rule.
The what?
I hope it's not some of the ones I put in there.
We have pulled Chainsaw, a man who looks like a chainsaw.
Oh.
No, wait, sorry. Chainsaw, a man who looks like
No,
oh, sorry,
likes.
a man who likes chainsaws.
A man who
I'm
likes
drunk at this point.
chainsaws. Okay. Let me
We're
just-
having a 5-leg scene again from the last episode.
We can make him like an Interpol police officer or something.
Yeah.
He just has a mini chainsaw like around him at all times.
Yeah.
We don't know if it's legal, but he's Interpol, so we kind of dismiss it.
He's
We're-
like, give
we're
me
taking
the
these
doubloons, and
doubloons.
Derek's like, nah, I don't want to. He goes,
It's Barry. Don't make me get me chainsawed.
What if he's
wait.
like a chain smoker? When he coughs, he's like.
He's
This
a
is why we
he
pull
likes
characters,
chain.
man. This would be just a real boring character. We hadn't pulled that. No, we put all
Exactly.
this shit.
It's the beauty of the challenge. Anytime we need this stuff, we have to pull.
Yeah.
What if he's like a Chinese guy called Chan Saw?
Can't.
He's a Vietnamese guy.
Right now we do have to apologize to Vietnam in the next
No.
episode.
I'm sorry
Next
to
episode,
Asia.
Yeah, he's definitely gonna threaten him with his chainsaw. He's like, you see what this is in my hand? This is a Mark 76 Milwaukee KB2 chainsaw.
Why would he have that in an airport?
'Cause he likes chainsaws. He's the tax man.
He got a license for that.
Maybe he should be like the butler or like one of the financial advisors from the Three-Leg family, and he comes back. We could keep bringing it back. He should be like, I'm like a representative of the Three-Leg family. You know.
Yeah. He could be like. What if he's like the Three-Leg family accountant, but he looks
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
like a 1930s like detective who's like constantly being incredibly aggressive.
He should have like scars from like obvious chainsaw marks.
Guys, so far in the script I've written, Chainsaw Interpol says anything to declare. Barry says no. Chainsaw Interpol says.
Think about it. He's not going to be Interpol. He's going to be like, I think Interpol will be like, oh, we need
Okay,
to pull
well,
characters. We need to pull.
I think Interpol could work because they're basically stopping this influx of doubloons from.
No, the people that
I'm
stopped me at the
fucking
border last time when I went to Bristol, what are they called? The British Border Security Force or whatever they set up after Brexit. Just basically the ones that try to search anybody that isn't British, yeah.
So wait. Do we want to have him as a mysterious character? So he says this to Barry, right? Barry says no, and he's not even official. So Barry just walks past him. Then he gets stopped by the actual guys who take the doubloons off him, and they give it to the chainsaw man.
I kind of like. I kind of like now we've developed him. I like the idea that he's like the accountant or like the head butler to the Three-Legged
I'm just gonna
family.
call him Chainsaw.
What
So-
if
so
he's
that-
like a really overzealous border guard, like Squid's
Yeah.
Justice?
See, my initial idea was he's a really overzealous border guard with a chainsaw, right? But I kind of like the idea now of he just comes up to him and goes, have you got anything to declare? He knows he's got the doubloons. And Barry says no, and he makes chainsaw noises. Then Barry goes and gets stopped by the officials, and then the officials take his money off him, and Chainsaw's just watching him.
Brother,
go,
we've only got like 4 pages to make this romantic comedy happen.
Listen, we need to have
got the
a
comedy
logical
part.
progression
we've
here.
got this. Don't worry, we've got this.
Guys,
we can't waste
Why don't we-
scenes just having the random chainsaw man.
He'll come back later. He's
This will
he's
be-
her. He's her. He's the lawyer. So they.
Okay.
Chainsaw Man.
Well, let me put it this way: what if that there's obviously going to be like a salvage rights, right? And the whole point of the movie is that they're trying to agree on how they should split the salvage,
No.
and
we gotta
he's the
keep it
one who's
romantic.
going to enforce it. Yeah, but no, they fall in love during the movie.
You need a B plot, Andrew. This is true. This is it. This is the Chainsaw Man is B plot, and the
The
love story is the A
Chainsaw
plot.
Man people.
Okay, but let's establish right now.
Feels like
that
copyright
he's gonna
infringement.
walk through security. He's gonna get. I think he gets through all of it, and then the three-legged family Chainsaw Man comes up to him. So he's got through.
Why
He's
doesn't,
got through
why
everything.
Why doesn't Chainsaw Man come up to him before, and then security? Why
Because
does
that
it
was-
have to be after?
Because if we have the security usher him into a room, we'll need another character to do it before he gets the Chainsaw.
Well, I'm not having them usher into the room.
Why would the head of the butlers for the three-legged family be like in security? They'd be past it.
How would the
Because-
three-leg family have a butler and also be living on Turbo Island?
It's a legacy.
Hold
It's a
on.
legacy butler.
He's
we-
passed
we-
down.
he protects
He's
their
the
wealth.
final one.
He's the one who's looking after the hall until they find the air, and once the doubloons are the final impetus for them to find the air, and then they bring the air to the hall where Chainsaw Man lives.
No, but she needs to get the money immediately so that Barry can pursue her.
Yes, true.
So
Alright,
he
okay.
needs to
Okay.
in this scene. What we need from this scene is to establish that he doesn't. The three-legged family has come and they are claiming the rights to the doubloons. That's the general idea of what we need the scene to be.
Wait. What if she's not homeless? What if she's just like a rebellious heiress who's depressed? And like
Yeah.
her father wants her to stop being this way. So he says, if you can convince her to stop being like this, I'll give you the doubloons.
I mean, that's a good story, but this is a whole new thing. Do you want to go down that route?
I think we go down that route. I think that route is a lot more refined.
Yeah.
Do you think? I really like the idea of them both being poor and pretending
do
to
also
each other
like
that
But it's a poor man and a rebellious girl because she also hates high society and being rich.
Yeah.
She's just a depressed girl who hates the high life, and he's just a lowly fisherman who is desperate for the high life, and that's how they
Okay,
cross.
so could when he comes along, he's pretending to be all rich because he thinks that will woo her, but she's trying
Yeah,
to be
exactly.
all poor, and then it turns out that both of them are pretending but in opposite ways.
Yeah.
When she
Yeah,
finds
yeah,
out
That sounds really
because
good.
he's
yeah.
like, I could never love her because she's like, I can never
Well,
love him 'cause he's
he
so
just wants the
rich.
money from the
Yeah.
dad. And
She's like, I can never love him because he's so rich, but he's just kind of like, I want the money.
Yeah.
How about we have
Well,
like
maybe she should know and just kind of leads him along.
No,
and
she
it-
shouldn't
it
know. She
goes
shouldn't
to-
know. And because then that would be the low point where she finds out that this was all a thing. But then at the end, it's actually true love. He wants. Oh no, because she's not catfishing.
Yeah, exactly. This is the issue. I
Okay.
think if she is actually poor, then they're both catfishing each other, which I think is quite fun.
Okay, well maybe she doesn't. She is the heiress, but she's not entitled to the fortune yet because she doesn't have a rich husband. So the father tells her she needs to marry someone wealthy in order to get
Now
her
you're onto it.
inheritance. So
Okay.
she's now trying to clean up her act and get into the high life and pretend to be someone who wasn't, because maybe she's like illegitimate, and now she's like trying to clean up her act.
So when this guy turns up, who's really posh and really into her, she's like, I need to do this so I can get the 14 doubloons.
Yeah, she
and then
to
when it turns
inherit
out-
her thing, she needs to marry rich because that's what rich people do.
Yeah,
Like,
but then it turns out that he's poor, and she has to make a choice. Now she's actually in love with him, whether she wants to stick with him and not get her doubloons, and he doesn't get his doubloons either. Or,
yeah, and then they decide to
go with
throw it
someone
all
else.
away for love, and then
Yeah,
they go
and
on
neither of them get the doubloons, and guess who gets it? Chainsaw Man.
Oh my god, the twist.
No. There should be something like they give up the doubloons, and then he casts a line in like Solemn, and then the catfish comes.
Yeah,
It came all the way from Vietnam.
and the catfish speaks to him. And
The catfish winks.
And the catfish says, "You know what it is you really want," and he has to go back to the woman. So
You know
at
who
his
the
low
real
point-
catfish was?
Right, at their low points, they both go back to their starting point. She goes back to Turbo
Yes,
Island.
yes,
He
yes,
goes
yes.
back to Vietnam. He sees there's a voice from the catfish telling him to go back to her, and she hears a voice in the flames telling her to go back to him, and that's the end of the film.
Yeah, well, he has the catfish on the reel, and the catfish looks at him and says, "Am I really the catfish you want?"
This is good. This is good. All right,
Okay,
guys, I've sorted our security issue. They
As
don't
someone,
have to speak.
I feel like we needed some notes there about, because we just established like the entire overarching story. She needs to become rich to
Yeah, she's currently the heiress who's been
an
rejected by the family.
illegitimate daughter to the father.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
and yeah.
so the so the coins go to the father, right?
Yeah.
And now he's suddenly
Because the wife's dead.
He wants to give them to his daughter, and he's ill, and he knows that he's going to die soon. So he
Yes,
wants to give them to
Well,
his daughter.
yeah.
So he says, you can have these if you marry rich and like. Stop
Yeah,
doing stuff,
you're my
you know?
last child, even though
Yeah.
you're like half my child. If you can
Yeah.
find a rich husband, I'll give
Yeah,
you
if
everything.
you're going to find a rich husband to refine you, then you can have these doubloons.
Otherwise, they're going to Chainsaw Man.
Yes, otherwise they're going to my faithful butler Chainsaw.
This is good. This is good. This is good.
All right, cool, sorted.
And Xander, this is why we pull characters, because suddenly one character pull and everything's changed.
Should we pull for the father though, or is he off
We will
screen now?
have to pull. We will have to
Yeah.
pull for the father.
So basically, her motivation: get married to get the fortune. His motivation: get married to get the fortune.
Yes.
Yes.
So they don't realize
Height-
that if they marry each other, then neither of them get the fortune. Because if she marries him,
Oh,
yeah,
it's such a good. I like
that's
it. I
good.
like
That's good.
it. Where's
And this
Christopher
was
Nolan? Someone make
Chainsaw's
this.
plan the whole time.
Yeah, I tell you what, I'm gonna put my microphone on top of my beer.
That's some good clink in there for the.
Oh god.
Let me get us.
This.
Let me get us a nice sound
That's
of like the.
That wasn't really wet.
All right, so I've got the scene right at the moment. You can change this if you don't think it's up to snuff. So Barry's passing through immigration. He's approached by an official-looking fella, chainsaw with a chainsaw. Chainsaw, anything to declare? Barry, no. Chainsaw. Chainsaw back in security. Chainsaw search him. They search him. They pull the coins from his pocket. As I thought, 14 doubloons. These belong to the three-leg family. He takes them from Barry. Barry, hey, I was going to buy a pint. Chainsaw.
I was gonna buy a few pints with that, mate.
I was gonna buy a dozen pints with that.
From Toby's Carvery.
How am I supposed to pay for George's football lessons yet?
Oh, he just
Make my-
just
Oi,
says-
that's my doubloons.
He just says, "Oi, that's my spoon's money."
I was gonna pay me tap with that.
I was
That's
gonna.
me booze fund.
There we go. Booze fund. The booze fund.
I was gonna bet all that
No,
money
it's
on
my
his in a
spoon
foot.
fund.
I'm losing it. We should backtrack a bit because of something Xander said. It was Chainsaw Man planned the whole time. Maybe it
Yeah.
is. Maybe he helps him clean up his act, and he's like,
Oh.
maybe he manipulates him.
What
into,
if Chainsaw?
So
Chainsaw
can
makes
say
him.
now.
Yeah,
So
Chainsaw's
Chainsaw
like, hey,
comes find right. So the father goes to the daughter and says, "This is the deal." Chainsaw
with
then
Chainsaw
goes
Man
to-
in the room. With Chainsaw Man in the room.
Yeah, and then Chainsaw has an idea. He goes to Barry and he says, "Hey, I'm sorry I took those coins from you. I feel real bad. Here's a way of getting them back. You go woo this woman." And he knows that if
I'll
Barry
help
does it
clean you up.
successfully- Yeah. And if he knows if Barry does it successfully, then he's going to get the coins because if she marries Barry, then he's
Yeah.
gonna get
Oh, yeah. No, yeah. We're
Boys, the
also,
issue is here. The issue is here that we've written a fucking fantastic feature film script. You know, just how do we do this? How do we do this in such a short amount of time?
we can't.
I don't know. I don't know.
We'll just make our shit
Look,
version
we're
of
gonna
it.
make
Somebody
a
get
really,
Jack
a really
Black on the
abridged
line
version
right
of it.
now.
Yeah, this has to be like the
We're gonna make-
foundations.
And then later on, when we're sober, we'll write the feature film.
Well, no.
you know?
The viewers at home can. I reckon. Listen, all we really need here is the scene with the father, maybe a scene with them together, maybe two scenes of them chatting with each other, and then like the scene with them like meeting each other, and then the scene with them hitting their low point, then the scene at the fish place, and then the final scene where everything happens.
Oh, what?
So we only really
don't
need
forget
4
we
scenes.
need to have the scene where they fall in love for real.
Oh, right,
as
yeah.
they're watching a burning fire of
They
a
just
trolley.
On Double
Turbo
Island.
No, that's what I'm saying. So we need the scene with the father. That's scene
Right.
one.
Uh-huh.
So,
And then we
right.
need the scene. Wait. And then the scene the next scene after that would be the scene where they fall in love, and the scene after that would be the scene where they fall out of love, and then there's the short scene after that where he talks to the fish, and then it goes back to the final scene where they rejoin. So we really don't need that many scenes.
We need a wooing scene before they fall in love, surely, right? So the next scene is going to be Turbo Island. We're going to skip, the father getting the coins and all that stuff. The father's just going to approach her at Turbo Island and say, "I've come into some doubloons."
Yeah. And
Chainsaw Man's going to be standing behind him at Turbo Island. He's going to say, "I've come into the balloons. You can have them if you marry Rich." And Chainsaw Man comes and has an idea, and the guy's like, "Come back to my hall so I can help you find like a rich guy," And then we'll have Chainsaw talking to Barry. Then we'll have Barry talking to her and wooing her. Next scene they fall in love. Next scene they fall out of love. Fish talk to him. Chainsaw gets the coins, and the film ends.
Sweet.
Yeah?
We should get this done in the next 2-3 hours.
Yeah.
So basically, that's about it.
Okay.
Obviously, if you're making this a proper
Chainsaw
film,
tells Barry, "You marry this girl, I'll give you the coins." The girl gets told by her dad, "You marry someone rich, I'll give you your inheritance."
No, I'm like,
well, yeah.
I think
So, yeah, exactly that. Yes. If you marry this girl, you'll get the inheritance because she's got him. And Dad says, "If you marry a rich guy, I'll give you the inheritance." And then it turns out that, unfortunately, now she's in love with a poor guy, and neither of them knew it. So neither of them get their coins.
beer cracks.
And it's kind of great fun. Because everyone loves Chainsaw Man. He's their favourite character, and he wins. Chainsaw Beck Security.
Can Chainsaw Man have a chainsaw arm? Like
he
like
can
the
have a
dude in-
chainsaw arm.
Yeah, that could work.
He has
like
a chainsaw arm,
he's
but
the guy in what's the movie, Zander?
Evil Dead.
Yeah.
right.
It's
He has a
like Ash
chainsaw
from
arm.
Evil Dead.
He has a chainsaw arm, but he never uses it. He just makes noise with his mouth.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's like, "I used to have it peeled until that one day where I killed me boss's wife."
I'm like this.
Guys, the next script has to be all about Chainsaw.
Yeah, it's the Chainsaw Man spin-off.
The Chainsaw origin story.
The Chainsaw Massacre.
In the Disney cinematic universe.
How did he get the chainsaw arm? We have to know.
Do we want to make a rule that every script has to follow on from the last
No,
one?
no,
Just
no,
a
no,
little
it
bit?
definitely
No, we
This
won't do that,
follows
but
on
we'll
from-
try to
listen,
look them all
listen.
together.
The viewers at home, if someone wants to write the Chainsaw Man origin story, we'll read it out on stream. We'll
All right.
Didn't Marvel make that at one point, like the alternate universes where they had like different shit happen? It's just dads.
Yeah, the multiverse opens up. And
Exactly.
there's Axeman and Drill Man.
Fucking drill, man.
This for the record, just to touch base, this is going so much better than the last episode. I feel like we've got so much better a cohesive script going on.
Yo,
Guys, I
what
think we should come up
what
with
if
some
at
good
the
ideas.
what if at the end of the movie, Chainsaw gets like met up with by Drill Man? And he said, "I'm putting together a team called
my
the Tools."
You son of a bitch, I'm in.
Son of a bitch, I'm in.
Right. So what's the name of our depressed heiress?
Okay, yeah, let's develop
Oh,
our
gosh.
character.
I
Ken,
think her
what do
surname
you
was
think?
Three
No, no,
Legs,
no.
right? It
You
was
shut
it was
up,
something
Mike.
Three
Ken-
Legs, wasn't it? Okay.
Ken, what do you think?
Dunno.
Oh,
Could we? Dunno. Her name could just be Depressed.
I was thinking something like
Depressina.
Eleanor Three Legs or something like that.
Oh no!
Something fancy sounding, yeah.
Yeah. Catherine Three Legs, something like that.
She is the illegitimate child, though. So
No,
she
so,
didn't-
yeah. Is she gonna be posh or is she gonna
No,
be?
so she doesn't have Three Legs as a name, but she'll earn it.
No, she will have it, but he'll be like, you are like.
You were a Three Legs in blood.
I'm
although your
in my
surname
mind.
is no feet.
In my head canon, she like the father fucked the maid or something, and this is the only
Yeah.
child he ever got. Maybe the wife was like.
Her name could be 3 feet instead of 3 legs.
Maybe her name should be another like fish pun. What's like a fish that could also work as a woman's name? Maybe her name should
Trout.
be like.
Cod.
Should we call her Trout with 3 legs?
No. What's a good... What name a fish?
Hake, mackerel, monkfish,
Cod.
Sea bass, sea bream, cod,
Clownfish.
ray,
Ray. No,
Siamese
that's not a fish.
fighting fish.
Mackerel.
Jawless fish. Queen
I think, yeah,
angelfish.
mackerel.
Mackerel.
Maybe,
her name's
maybe,
Mackerel.
Nah.
maybe
Tuna.
Oh.
her name's Tuna.
Mackenzie. Her name's
Oh,
Mackenzie.
Tina.
Tina. All right, Tina's good.
Yeah.
Tina like tuna.
Tina Tuna.
Tina 3 legs.
Tina, 3 legs.
So I Google translated 3 legs into Latin, and it became Tria Crura.
Do you want it to be? That's pretty better than 3 legs.
But we've already
Yeah.
established it's 3
Tina
legs. So
Tria
the last...
Crura.
Yeah, but that was years ago. They've
Yeah,
moved on.
that was hundreds
That
of
was
years
like
ago.
300 years ago.
That was back when there was a blacksmith in the Bronx.
Oh god.
And gladiators.
I had to edit the end of the last podcast because I just didn't have the comedic timing, so I edited in some pauses. Tina Triacura, Frinch is back from the
Tria
flame.
Crura. There you go. I
All right,
picked Tria.
good. Thank you.
Nice.
Ken is obviously going to be voicing the girl again.
Oh, and it's
Oh, man.
alliteration, so it worked.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Right, so we need her father. What is her father? What is he? Pull a character.
Oh,
And
yes.
it,
Oh,
it might end
Jesus.
up as her mother, but that doesn't matter too much. As long as it's not the sentient sheep that I put in there. We're
Yeah,
good.
well, I mean, remember, we could pull sentient... That was the one I was looking at earlier. We could pull sentient sheep, but then we don't have to use that immediately. We'll just have to use it at some point.
Yeah.
Well,
we've got a sentient
no, this
catfish
works. This
already.
works. We have
Yeah?
a Highlander with no arms.
Oh god.
That's why he's
also.
dying.
I've got meningitis.
He was
Tina.
old. He was in the
Tina, my
war.
daughter, I've lost me arms and I'm dying.
I wish I could hug you, but I can't.
He's
You
old.
need
He
to
lost his arms in
marry a
the war.
rich man or I'm not giving you nothing.
I've lost my arms in the shipyard of Glasgow.
Our family butler chainsaw had an accident and he cut me arms.
Wait.
I went to shake hands with Chainsaw. It went a bit wrong. I did it again.
Maybe.
Last time I saw you had 2 arms. Aye, but then I hired Chainsaw Man.
Chainsaw
was
Man. No.
I was
Chainsaw
having
Man,
a late. Go on.
Chainsaw Man and the Highlander, or the father, were war veterans together, and that's why they both have missing arms.
Oh yes, yes,
His
that
replaced
works.
with chainsaws. Mine replaced
Yeah,
with
he
nothing.
replaced it, but the
I like
Highlander
to
just
think,
has like,
no. The
All I
idea
could
is-
do
the
was
idea is
replace one of my arms with a leg.
That's where they call me 3 legs.
oh my god! I just remembered we did the
no.
no arms. I told the no arms story last
did.
episode.
Guys, I like to think that he lost 1 arm in the war, and he still had 1 last time she saw him. And she's like, "Hey, where'd your other arm go?" And he goes, "I tried to shake hands with Chainsaw."
I was up for a late night shit and Chainsaw thought I was an intruder.
As a callback to the last episode, we should have Barry try and shake the father's hand.
I like it. I've just spilled a beer. I need to go clean this up. I'll be back in a second.
Okay, well, we can take a break right now.
All right, a quick break. But remember,
Word from our
everyone talk about
sponsor.
it 'cause it's very good.
By the way, this episode today is sponsored by my own made moonshine in my basement. I haven't found a name for it yet, but it is sponsored by that.
That is what we can be sponsored by. Well, that means you have to give us money.
I retract my statement.
Exterior Turbo Island Day. A trolley crashes into the fire and bursts into flames somehow. Tina, how do you pronounce your last name again?
Trya Akura.
Tina Triakura. Tina 3 legs in my dyslexic brain flinches back from the
Triakura, yeah.
Tina Triakura flinches back from the flame.
Yes. I was gonna have her dad say something then, unless you wanted anything else to add in there. You know.
Maybe he should be like, what did we just say? What was his name again? Have we established that?
We haven't established his name. He's Scottish.
Maybe he should just be father.
Yeah.
Father, I
It could
crave
be like
cheddar.
Fergus. Or...
Father, under breath, like, oh, good heavens.
Wait, no, he's.
Oh, good heavens.
I like Fergus. Who said Fergus? I like it.
That's
Fergus.
just like
I said that.
It's just like in Samurai Jack where he's called the Scotsman.
Yeah.
Fergus,
Scottish guy. But he has to say something Scottish. He has to go, "Okay, the new."
Fergus, under breath, oh, bloody hell.
He just he gets introduced to Barry. Who the fuck are you? How did you
He
get
just
into
says,
me house?
bloody hell.
Get the fuck out of here. How did you get into me house?
Tina, is that you, me daughter?
Do they say feckin' in Scotland, or is that only in Ireland?
It's more of an Irish thing.
Yeah.
Fucking.
I want him to like swear a lot, actually.
They're all swearing a lot. They're
bloody
British.
hell, fucking Christ, fucking bitch.
You fucking idiot.
One half of the characters is Scottish. The other is Barry 63. So they're all just.
Tina
basically
looks up
swearing.
and meets his gaze. Tina looks up and meets his gaze. He has a look of disgust upon him. Chainsaw Man stands behind.
It'd be Glaswegian, so it's like almost like undiscernible what he's saying. But
Oh,
we just
yeah,
have
let's make it-
have subtitles of him
No,
what
we
he's
just
actually
need.
saying.
We just need a scene of him eating a. No, we just need a scene of him eating a deep fried Mars bar.
We did once have the idea to pay Fiverr voice actors to read out our scripts.
I think that's something we should start doing once we got.
Yeah,
money to
once
pay Fiverr
our Patreon's open and we're getting $1 trillion a month.
I love how he's supposed to be like the posh one, and he's just turned up being all. So he has to be a posh Scotsman, which means he should probably have an Edinburgh accent, right?
Yeah.
Though he's Highlander, so.
Highlander war vet with no arms, so I think this is fine.
Yeah.
But he's wearing a nice clean kilt.
Yeah. So does he say something? Daughter.
Yeah,
No, it should be laugh.
just one line. Yeah, it's daughter.
Okay.
Tina looks up.
Us.
Tina meets his gaze. Tina meets his gaze.
Tina spits at him.
Into his mouth
Maybe.
while he's in the middle of chewing.
Tina tries to run away, and that's when she bumps into a chainsaw.
She loses one arm.
That's good. Tina spits at him. So then we establish, without any dialogue, that she's got a strained relationship with her father. Right.
Exactly.
She bumps.
See, audio listener,
into-
we listen to we read Save the Cat or whatever that was. Very, very famous book. I reckon we should just bring it up every podcast. It's just
Thanks
it's
to
a
our
screenwriting
sponsor.
book.
Save the cat.
Save the Cat.
I have a feeling this in the future is just this is just going to be called the 3 podcast in the future.
I'm like playing with bottle caps on my mic. I should get rid of that. Vrum vrum vrum. Tina backs away in fear. The other Turbo Islanders. Oh, the other Turbo Island inhabitants flee.
Chainsaw's very scary when he says.
All I imagine is the episode of like or was it the Simpsons movie? Where it's
Simpsons,
like,
yeah,
I got a
yeah.
chainsaw.
Yeah. Chainsaw never uses his chainsaw. He just says.
Yep, he just has a
I
chainsaw.
love it.
But what if he makes the
Okay.
chainsaw noise and just huddles away like Zoidberg?
And okay, so father's gonna say another line again now.
Oh fuck shit!
Tina
Bitch,
should now.
cunt.
Maybe Tina should turn back to meet her father.
I've already read it in. Don't you worry.
Oh, well, we're on the same page here.
Yeah.
Fergus.
I've recently come into some doubloons.
He should be like, I have a proposition for you, in Scottish, not pirate. He should say, your mother's dead, and I'm on the way. Something along the lines of, your mother's dead, I'm on the way out too.
Okay, can I add that at the
He
end?
shouldn't say, because he hasn't just he's already establishedly rich.
Yeah, but he's
But maybe-
the doubloons are the thing he's going to give her, right?
Well, I was going to suggest maybe the mum's side is the three-leg family. Oh no,
Name
because
of
she's
your
not part of
mothers.
her mom's family. She's like illegitimate.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true. So her mum. So the three legs is Fergus. Fergus is the three legs boy.
I reckon the 14 doubloons just get thrown into the pot of wealth. He's still specifically after the 14 doubloons, but in the context of these two, it's just thrown into the pot of the three-leg wealth, and he's saying, "Your mum's dead. I'm on the way out." So get rid of like the recently came into doubloons. It would be like
Well, I don't. I think
the
it's
whole.
Yeah, I think the whole the doubloons is kind of the point, right?
Well, no, it's the point. It's the point for him. It's the point for Barry, not
It's
the
a point for Barry, but I think, I don't know. I
the
feel
doubloons
like
are
that's-
the doubloons are the driving factor that brings Barry
well,
to
well,
them.
in my mind, he's like one of those nobles who has a hall but isn't that rich, right? He doesn't have much to leave except for like the hall, and now he's like, I've actually got wealth now. That's why I've come to you at last. That's what made him to say.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no,
decide
I
to
like
come to her at
that.
last.
I can see
Because
that.
I think he needs a reason to come to her now, right?
Well, I was going to say the reason was because she's his only child.
Yeah, but she's been his only child for a while, I'd imagine, right? And so he's like, come to her now, and he's like, look, I've literally actually got some wealth to give, and I've just realised I've got no one to give it to.
Well, the reason he hasn't come earlier is because she's illegitimate. But now that he knows he's dying, he's like, okay, I'm dying. I haven't managed to pull another child. I guess you'll do.
Exactly. But I think this is going to be the case that he's been dying for a while, and the final push is that he's just got a little bit more wealth, and he's suddenly like, fuck, I'm gonna have to give this to someone.
Well, yeah, we'll run with
Because
it.
I think the doubloons should be relevant, right? Maybe it's not just.
Well,
they're yours,
in my eyes,
along
the doubloons were relevant only to
along
Barry. Because
with-
he's like, those are my doubloons, I want them.
everything else, if you wish, right? So he has a lot of stuff. So he says, I recently come in some doubloons. They're yours along with everything else, if you wish. Your mother's dead. My heirs are dead. I'm on my way out. I have too much wealth to just throw away or something like that.
And then Tina will be like, yeah, I'll take him. And he'll be like, oh, stipulation.
Yes. Let me just add a little line in quickly.
Going to our guests for if you guys have any.
Yes. No.
What
Obviously,
are you guys thinking of this?
I'm writing, but if you guys have like something you really want to write, just say it and jump in and write it yourself. Like I'm just writing because.
No, I just love reading this and just period. Your mother's dead. Period.
Oh, is that a what's your mic?
mother's dead. My ears are dead. I'm on my way out. I've
Is that
too
a-
much wealth to throw away.
Is that a what's your mic? I think it's a bit too close to your mouth.
Oh, I've blown it.
No, it was just these last like little bits. This will all be out. Don't worry. Max cut the last 30 seconds of
We'll
my
cut
audio
it in
here.
post.
Thank you.
Andrew, guys, just to say, Andrew just had a little rant about how Xander's mic was too close to his face.
I didn't know.
I want everyone to talk about that at the same time. So I can't
Max
cut
is
it out.
covering up for his
That's
racist
possible.
rant he just went on for the last 30 minutes.
It was only racist against the
That's
guys
true.
we all hate.
Really?
Oi, how can I be racist? How can I be racist? I love all the races, even the
Adjust it.
bad ones.
The latest line. I was gonna say instead it could be Hold your horses, lass.
Hold your horses,
Hold
lass.
your horses. He loves saying lass. Oh,
Yes.
your
We gotta stop making.
horses.
Justin and Xander seem to be our resident Scottish experts.
How am I your resident Scottish expert? I'm fucking German.
What's the difference?
Close enough.
Yeah, but Justin is our resident Brexiteer expert as well. So
Well, what do you guys think of this line?
I think instead of lass, it should be lassie.
that's why we need a real Scotsman here.
Bro, I'm too drunk. Why do I keep trying to be like a pirate? I should be like, there be a condition.
I know. That is a
Hold your
condition.
horses, lassie. There'll be a
Can't escape
condition.
Derek. He's consuming my brain.
I mean, they're in Bristol, so they would talk a bit like a pirate.
Yeah.
It's just as old Scottish.
Have we even established in the
mixed with
script
pirates
that
talk.
Fergus has no arms?
You know that's gonna come later.
Shouldn't we
She's
just
gonna
have
say,
this
"Didn't you
scene?
used to have an arm last time I saw you?" And he said,
Well, no, because he's got 0 arms.
Yeah. She said, "Didn't you used to have one arm last time I saw you?" And he said, "I tried to shake Chainsaw's hand or something like that." something which you
should
think
we
is
have
funny.
the scene take place in like Glasgow or something like that, and she just runs away to Bristol after that?
Nah, too many scenes.
I think.
Also,
I
we'd
think
have to pull Glasgow because that's a bit too
that's
much.
true.
Of a
That is
stretch.
it's a bit out there. Yeah.
I will not have my money go to the scum you associate. Wait.
I will not have my money go to the trolley burning cult.
Rich.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna have another 5-leg moment from the last episode.
Get your fucking act together or you get nothing.
I like what.
I'll not have me fortune be spent in Brixton.
I will not have my money go to trolley burners. You must marry a rich man, and guarantee me rich heirs. There be rich
yes,
rewards.
yeah.
Have you
This is good, this is
pissing my money away on trolley burning?
What if every scene he shows up in, he has less limbs?
Yes. The next scene, he's on his deathbed with one leg missing. Trying to kick
deathbed
And
and
he's got
Stop.
no limbs left.
That one scene from The Lion King where he just sees Mufasa in the clouds, it's just gonna be at the end of the movie, and it's not even like him, it's just his fucking torso because everything else is gone.
That's good. That's good.
How is Chainsaw going to communicate in the next scene with Barry?
He can.
that
He
he's
can
gonna
talk.
help-
He can talk. He just chooses not to.
Say
Most of
from
the time.
He rips
already-
his
he's already
chainsaw at
spoken
different
earlier on.
frequencies.
He's a perfectly normal man, except he has a chainsaw arm and he likes making chainsaw noises. But he can
Because
talk.
he likes it's because he likes chainsaws.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's why.
And he honestly like kind of likes Barry as well. He is trying to chick Barry because he wants the money, but he also quite likes him because he loves a man who's obsessed with things like he is.
Oh my god. Brain blast. You know what should be if they do a scene like at the Three-Leg Manor or something, the family heirloom on like above the fireplace or something should be a tampon.
Yes, Sabrina's tampon.
Sabrina's
The legacy continues.
But yeah, as I said, Disney Scripts was kind of just something we did to enjoy a night. And then me and Max were in Cologne. We were drunk, and we were just like, hey, maybe we should do that again, but record it. And we were like, yeah, we'll just, it'll be a casual thing, because we'll enjoy doing it, and if it becomes something feasible for, a podcast, that'd be cool.
All right,
Editing for the next one.
so we're gonna have Chainsaw meeting Barry. As a risk here, do we just say like somewhere in Bristol he meets him, or do we put a location? It has to obviously be kind of nearby, but it's like, can we just like bodge any location to make it nearby, or do we want to just make it up?
Because if it's the Three-Leg Estate, we're assuming it's still in Bristol because that's where they all live.
Well,
right?
Barry's not the Three-Leg Estate yet. You need to have the meeting with Chainsaw first. Just him
Well,
in
that's what I was
his scummy
thinking.
little hole.
I'm thinking. Oh yeah. Maybe it's just near Turbo Island.
Yeah.
Barry just approaches and says, "I got your letter. What do you want?"
Okay. Yeah.
Which implies,
So-
without saying directly, that he was invited.
We could have it also set in Turbo Island. That might work.
Yeah,
But
or somewhere just
have it
around
during-
near Bristol.
So
Tales
I
from
think
Turbo
this
Island.
one's.
say.
All right. Should we change the setting of Turbo Island in this one to night and the next one into day, so that it's
Yeah.
Chainsaw there the next day,
because-
but with Barry.
Because Barry arrived in Bristol Airport, so it makes sense that he's still
Yeah.
Both characters are wandering around Bristol at this point. So obviously,
Okay.
Chainsaw
I think,
has fetched. Got to send him a text or like a letter or whatever the fuck period of time we've not really established.
Right. So we have it, right? Turbo Island, the first one, is at night time, there's a fire blazing. Now it's daytime, the fire's out, and Chainsaw's waiting there for Barry, and he sent him a letter. Yeah?
Yeah.
Sounds good?
See, because if this is going to become a nice theatrical play, that means we can reuse a set.
So true. So true.
Right.
Chainsaw leans against a wall.
I love Barry. I'm already so attached to him as a character. He's no Derek Three Legs, but like he's like the
Yeah.
lovable goof.
Yeah.
We got Dwayne The Rock Johnson as Derek Three Legs and Jack Black as Barry. 20 years younger Jack Black. Okay, well let's establish the A to B for this scene. So
Yeah.
the principle here is we want Chainsaw Man.
Vroom. Just one vroom this time.
We all just laughed. No, they can't see the script. No one knows why we just laughed.
Someone on the script just wrote vroom.
So Barry's here. He's got his letter. Chainsaw Man's going to establish, if you want your doubloons, I have a proposition. Woo this girl.
Yeah.
But it just says
what-
Barry
And you will
nods.
get your woo this girl,
Yeah,
and you will get your
understands.
fortune. I'll help clean you up, and then cut to montage of Chainsaw Man trimming his hair with his chainsaw
Yes.
and putting a suit on him. Another beautiful Edgar Wright montage of and then he's in his suit and he's looking sharp.
Right, here's the question. Do we trust the audience enough to make this the whole scene? Right? Chainsaw says, so Barry's like, what do you want? Chainsaw says, I regret taking your money, it was my duty, but I have a way to get it back. And then we go to the montage of Barry getting cleaned up. Is that clear enough to the audience that he's going to try and woo, what's her name? Or do we want to say it explicitly? I think that's all we really need.
Yeah,
I'd say,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that they'd understand once you actually start doing the scene
montage.
ways.
Yeah,
I like
I
that.
think that. I
He's
think that's all we
actually
need.
wooing
Yeah.
Yeah.
Montage.
He's got to
Flashback.
trim his beard with like his chainsaw.
All right, Andrew, you want to type the montage?
Oh God.
Flash cuts.
Yes. Bam, bam, ba-da-dun, dun, da-da-dun, dun, 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 da-da-dun, da-da-dun. We have to have a scene in this, right? Surely, where Barry's trying to say something like in Bristolian, and Chainsaw's saying it in posh, right? That's a classic. Gurrit Lush, and Chainsaw goes, very nice, and Barry says, Gurrit Lush, and he goes, very nice, and that's the him teaching him to be posh.
Yeah.
Wait, where
I'm gonna
are they
guess.
doing this montage?
Oh, it
Actually,
doesn't matter.
that's a good point.
Doesn't matter. that's for the producer to figure out, man. They're doing it all at Turbo Island, all right?
Yep. So sorry for all the the crack addicts
Yeah.
that ruined the shot.
Yeah.
My bad.
It's like a makeover
Smelly
scene,
spray.
but with alcoholics and crackheads instead of like
Yeah.
actual.
Yeah, it's just no. He's
should
gonna
we
do
get-
it in the middle of Turbo Island, and it's just a bunch.
Should
you
we?
see a bunch of crackheads around?
Right. You should have it. The crackheads smell Barry and are all like, yeah. And then he puts on like perfume, and they're all like, ooh, and he's like, you're good now.
Oh, should we go for that?
Yeah. Put it in. And then all the crackheads are also approving. They're all like, yeah, and they're like nodding and thumbs up.
There's
And
a
that's when we know we're
fucking
ready.
Turbo Island website. I just noticed that.
Yep. I was gonna say something out of pocket. I was gonna say a homeless person gives him heroin. Chainsaw like shakes his head, and then he gives him cocaine, and he nods his head.
That's so good. That's so good. That has to be in there.
I can just imagine that entire montage, but like with this really weird upbeat music from the 90s in the background.
Yeah. Some funk music. Some funk soul.
Can we have a homeless man holds out? Wait. Let me write the next bit. Hang on, I've got an idea.
Okay, yeah, go for it.
Homeless man holds out heroin to Barry. Chainsaw shakes his head. Chainsaw cuts off the man's hand. Chainsaw hands him cocaine. They
And nod
all
his head.
nod and smile and thumbs up. The man with no hand tries but can't.
He only puts one thumb up.
The man with no hand picks up his other hand, turns it into a thumbs up. We do a hard cut from dilated Barry's eyes to to him standing in the hall.
No, actually,
looking at Tina.
we zoom in on his eyes so you can see nothing but his eyes, and then we zoom back
Yeah.
out and he's just standing on Turbo Island.
Yeah, no. Wait, he's zoom out and he's standing with opposite Tina, and he's all posh, right? Is that?
All posh on fucking coke.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, okay. Should it be like at a ball or something now?
Yeah, I guess so. Do we want? Is this?
The
Is this?
ball at Turbo Island.
It's the
Is this a significant enough location?
it's the
to risk
it's
putting
it's the yearly
I
ball.
feel like we need
of-
to pool.
They're gonna burn they're not gonna burn a trolley. They're gonna burn something bigger. It's like a once in a year
No,
thing.
I feel like we need a pool here for
We
where
have-
this
we
high
have to-
life party.
We have to put a location for wherever this party is, and we
Oh,
can make
no.
it work. Whatever it is, we'll make it work. If it's really bad, actually, just don't mention.
What did you pull?
I pulled Mexico. We could do like.
Why
we could
make
do,
it
like,
a Mexican
a
themed
Mexican
party?
themed? Yes, yes. That's
he's got
yeah,
he's
yeah,
got
yeah.
a Day of the Dead
That'll
mask
work,
on.
that'll
You
work.
see his dilated eyes through the mask, and his wide grin turns into the skull grin of the mask he's wearing.
No. The makeover
That's a cool crash
just
cut.
went wrong. Barry had so much coke that he needed to go to the fucking source, and he traveled all the way to Mexico.
No. I think a Mexican themed party.
I fucking love
together.
that, but I think it's too wide for the scope of this.
Yeah. Also get to fucking
We'll just do it.
on
We'll
the
just do
side
it.
mission.
Whole Mexican themed party.
Boom.
Just fucking
Yes,
type in Taco Bell. the banquet is being held at Taco Bell.
Nah, a Taco Bell sponsorship. It's just
I am
gonna be
very
Taco
sorry
Bell
for any
that
Mexican
supplies the food.
listeners
Taco
listening
Bell
to
sponsors
this.
this podcast, actually. So you
Oh,
guys know that.
Oh god.
Actually, beer crack.
Barry's dilated eyes and wide grin have turned into the skull mask he wears
Just turns into the
this
boss.
Day of the Dead.
That'd be such a sick like
Actually, it would
flash
be, to be
cut.
fair.
Such
Yeah.
a sick like
Yeah,
cut. But yeah. Let's do it.
that's good. That's
Bro,
good.
we got them cold transitions.
Boys, well, not only are we writing a great story, we've got the filmic language coming this.
Bro, someone needs to
Yes.
film this right now.
Honestly,
Yeah.
if you're listening and you've got a camera,
Somebody
just
needs to
it, man.
film Jack Black doing coke right now.
I forgot he was back to Jack Black.
20 years younger Jack
Yeah.
Black.
So, opposite him is Tina, right? Tina. What's she wearing? What's she wearing, boys? It's Day of the Dead themed.
Maybe one
a
of those
nice-
like
No, I think it would be funny if she was just wearing the same thing as before.
A giant,
No.
She's just not bothered.
Because she's now trying to be. She's now in her catfish mode.
Yeah, she's
just one
catfishing.
giant
Oh.
dress that says mayo.
Mayo? Well, like Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You got the wrong event.
exactly. Just a dress that says mayo. She just got the wrong event.
All right, and that can be Barry's in.
What's that one movie called that Pixar made about the Festival of the Dead?
Coco.
Yeah, just
Coco,
just a
what?
fucking, just a T-shirt
What
of
a-
that movie or something.
What a fucking film.
Just
She
a
had the
T-shirt
Coco
of that
T-shirt.
movie. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, unless this is copyright.
No, it's cool. Barry is smitten. But is he though? He's not. He just wants to get
He
his
pretends to
doubloon.
be smitten.
Yeah. Barry seems smitten. Do you like fishing?
He is obsessed.
Yeah.
Oh god. What does Tina say to do you like fishing?
Wait, how does she have a dress that says mayo but
It
also
says
a
mayo on
Coco
it.
t-shirt?
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's
wait.
wearing a t-shirt over the. She's got a full body dress and she's wearing a t-shirt over the dress.
But isn't Tina meant to be
It's
like
just
posh here?
Yeah, she is. We can
she's a
change
bit
that.
rebellious.
She's rebellious and
She's
posh.
posh.
Just
So
just throw in a nice
she has a really
flowery
nice dress, but she just wears a t-shirt over it, a Coco
Okay,
t-shirt
we'll get
for
rid
no
of all-
reason.
No, because she's catfishing. So just put her in a really nice flowery dress.
Okay. We'll have the Coco t-shirt come in later when it turns out who she actually is.
Barry seems smitten. No, Chainsaw Man should point her out.
Okay.
Chainsaw Man should like tap Barry on the shoulder and point his chainsaw towards Tina, who smiles.
Barry, do you like fishing? What does Tina say to that?
No.
I feel like Tina has to try and
No.
that. Right, Barry. All right,
No,
so
he-
Barry's now got a posh voice. We're gonna
No,
make
maybe
that a thing.
because the whole idea of to like open up conversation to like try and start a conversation just to ask like maybe like what's your favorite fish?
Tuna, because it sounds like my name.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, there we go.
Yeah. Wait, no. Tina should say catfish. Get it?
Yeah.
Catfish. Yeah.
Double entendre.
Barry licks his lips. That's mine too.
No, Barry licks his lips, right? And he wants to say that that's his favorite fish too, but he's been told by Chainsaw Man to say that his favorite fish is tuna because it sounds a bit like Tina. So he has to say that line, but secretly inside he's like, "Damn, she's got the same favorite fish as me." Yeah.
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 They're falling in love.
Fucking cat.
Barry looks to Chainsaw, who nods encouragingly. Then Barry says in a faltering manner, so it's obvious that he's like doing a rehearsed line. My favorite fish is tuna because it sounds like Tina. I wish I could marry someone called Tina.
Oh.
What?
Wow.
Girl.
Full stop.
Wow, what a coincidence!
He's trying to act formal.
That's
Alright, guys.
crazy.
I want to change it to wow.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm struggling a little with this scene, and I really need the loo. So you guys write the romantic scene, and I'll be back in a sec.
Oh Jesus Christ.
Okay, hang on, I got it.
I mean, as we said earlier, Xander's a very proclaimed cuck porn writer.
Yes.
What is your opinion on this?
I am way out of my element here. I can't write natural romance.
Nah, just write what you think, and then we can adjust
yeah.
it from.
Yes, you do seem to be quite sophisticated gentlemen. Do you happen to have a... I don't know. How would she subtly ask if he's got a shitload of money?
Um,
Do you happen to have a large penis?
It'd be something like, "What's your last name?" or like something along those lines. Like,
wait.
Oh God.
What estate do you
reside.
Oh no!
reside, my... By
I was gonna say-
Compatriot.
fine lord.
And wait. Did we want to have the bit where she asks what his name is, and he goes to say Barry,
Yeah.
and instead says Barry?
That's
Baron
literally. I was about to say the same
Fishington.
thing. I was literally about to say the same. This line, I'll erase this line. It should be like, "What is your name?"
What is your name, my fine lord? That's fine. You can say, I didn't catch your name. Like, what's your estate?
should be-
and he can say
There we go.
Baron of Fishington.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the one.
I like how people
Baron
try to stop
Fishington.
each other to say the same thing.
Yeah.
I was desperate. I
It's
was
just we're gonna
desperate.
word it differently, so we just need to figure out how we do it.
That's just because we're as hosting as the hosts we are. We're just such in sync with each other, you know.
That's true. That's true. I was in the bathroom and then I was washing my hands in the sink. Yes, so he says
Baron love
Baron
fishing.
of Fishington. Baron.
Baron
Love
fishing.
Fishington.
Baron love fishing. Done.
Wait. Why
That
does
could
he
be his
say
middle
love
name.
fishing?
No,
Why
it should
is
say
love in
off
there?
Fishington. Off Fishington.
Yeah, it should be on Fishington, surely. And then later she
Okay.
says, "I thought you were Barry of Fishington." You said, "I actually said I was Barry and I love fishing a ton," or "I go fishing a ton." You know,
Fair.
Esquire. Esquire.
Baron of Fishington. Baron Fishington. Esquire.
That's good. That's perfect. That's beautiful. All right, and then we just have to have like a look in her eyes, and then so if
Spell that.
Come on.
Wardley.
I'm sorry I made that noise, listeners. It's because Andrew spell awkwardly, very awkwardly.
Listen, man.
Look, guys.
This is why I'm not the writer.
So
I'm
if,
the higher
if,
talent.
if this was a feature film there'd be lots of like back and forth here, right? Of them falling in love and the whole drama of it. But what actually happens is we kind of cut almost directly from this scene to her telling her dad that she's in love with this guy, right? And then we have the reveal that he's not
I think
actually
we had
rich.
here like.
Or do we want one scene of them dating in between, like them on like a pedalo being like falling in love?
A quick montage. We can throw in a montage.
Let's do a quick montage. We love a quick montage.
Like they're laughing, they're drinking, they're cheersing, they're dancing.
What if we both hear their internal dialogue and Tina's like, "Ha! I can get this. If I can marry this sucker, I can get my fortune." And Barry's like, "If I can marry this weird lady, I can get my doubloons."
I feel like that's implied.
I think it is implied, but is it funny if we have it explicitly them both going, if I marry this guy I'll get my doubloons, and then he says, if I marry this girl I get my doubloons, and then we just have them like nodding to each other in silence, because if it was a serious script you don't need it because it is implied, but I think it's kind of funny to just say it explicitly.
You're totally right.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I'm going into a drunk coma. You know what I mean?
Wait a second. I made a mistake, but I like it. So I put.
You didn't put a voiceover. So Barry just says out loud, "If I can convince this girl to marry me, I'll get my doubloons." Tina goes, "What?" Barry goes, "Huh?" That's good. A beautiful mistake.
We are the romantic comedy masters.
We are filmmakers right here.
It's beautiful.
The woman will be crying. The men will be laughing.
That's what you want.
No, the men will also be crying.
The Netflix and chilling.
The women will be crying and the men laughing, and the other way around. All right, someone write a romantic montage. I'll jump in with any ideas if I have them, but I'd love someone else to write it. For some reason,
Barry's winning teddy bears at the carnival.
For some reason, I have a vision of them on like pedalos on the lake. You know,
Did you just have a vision of both?
Yeah, and then they get mad at some kids in a pedalo like splashing them. So Barry like fucking rams them.
Yeah,
and then they both start laughing.
Did you just have a vision of Barry and her doing coke together?
we have to have.
Yeah, and I was gonna say they do coke together.
Right. So the coke thing comes towards the end. In the middle, we have to have them fishing together, right?
Yeah. The very end's them both fishing, and Tina's like, "Wow, this is actually better than I expected."
And Barry nods and goes, "Yeah, right." Just snorts a line.
I feel like coke is the worst thing you can do when you're trying to fish.
They're both fishing and they're both just fucking coked up their mud. It's just going to be constantly Barry getting annoyed at people and trying to attack them. So as them dancing, Barry tries to fight. Then they're on a pedalo. Barry tries to ram the kids. They're fishing. Barry does some coke and just fucking beating a fish to death. I like. Do you like it? You know in films when they have like montages, but they kind of like cut away. So like the kid bumps him on the pedalo, then we cut away to them fishing and it's calm, and then we cut back to him beating up the kid on the pedalo.
It should be like Barry tries to sniff coke, and then she's like, no, and hands him like a spoon of a lighter.
So he tries to sniff coke and she shakes her head and hands him heroin.
Yeah, that's
That's what I meant. It's a full circle.
They just go on such a bender that they end up back in a boat in Vietnam.
Oh god.
Cut to Barry beating up a fish in the ocean.
Yeah.
Yeah, this montage, it should just get progressively more, because obviously it starts with them high class, like they're chatting and laughing, they're glassing champagne, they're dancing, then he's trying to fight a child, then they're doing like meth, and then he's like fighting he's beating up a shark, like he's pulled onto the beach, and she's like egging him on.
Clapping cheeks, what?
Wait, what? Who put their clapping cheeks?
Hey, wait a minute.
Wait a minute. Same audio.
Oh my
Beating-
god.
I think the order of punching a fish is pretty similar, right?
Oh, they're clapping at the fine opera they have attended upon the evening. In brackets,
Royal Bristolian Theatre.
their eyes are red.
That's not how you spell there.
You spelled it
Listen,
wrong. Eyes dilated, bites into a rope.
For fuck's sake.
That's where we end it, I assume. And then we cut to them just being really civil, like in a hall, and her to her dad's like, "Hey," and then she's like, "Hey, I want to marry this guy, the Baron of Fishington."
Yeah, I just told Andrew earlier today that a good friend of my soon-to-be stepfather, right? He just went up to a gas cylinder and tried to refill it, and it fucking exploded inside the box. And he lost both of his fucking legs, and there's like 22 people injured.
A lot of stuff happens out in real Germany, which is just really fucked up. Jura Hall Day, and this is where they're going to announce that they're in love, and then. Right, so should Chainsaw reveal his treachery ever? So Barry then knows that Chainsaw set him up. When Chainsaw says that Fishington's not real, how does the dad verify that? Is he just,
Maybe
does he just take Chainsaw's word for it?
maybe he goes, that man is not who he says he is. Here is his famous Facebook page for fishing accomplishments, and it's like a photo of him with a fish.
Yeah. Baron Fishington? I think it's more Barry who likes fishing a ton. And he looks and he goes, "You're a fisherman?"
Or should I say?
Yeah. And he goes, "I am, but I love your daughter and she loves me." And he's like, "I cast you out. Tina, you must find someone else." And she's like, "Oh no." And so she goes back to Turbo Island for inspiration. Is that good?
I think so. I think I'm with that.
Father.
May I introduce you to the rich Barry Fishington, or Baron Fishington, the rich and
found-
successful.
Baron.
I found a proper
worthy.
suitor. No. Maybe it should be. I found a man who can deliver you the heirs you've wanted. Because then
Okay.
it's looping back to the original.
Man. May I present the Right Honourable Baron of Fishington, Esquire. Fergus
Yes.
is delighted initially. Initially, he's like, "Fantastic! On Baron of Fishington sounds great." And then Chainsaw goes, "Vroom, vroom, 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 vroom," and he walks out the corner. Now, this is the question: does Chainsaw now? This is the moment Chainsaw uses his chainsaw and we hear it, because obviously he used it on Barry earlier, but we
Yes.
didn't hear it. Suddenly, we hear a real chainsaw sound, and Chainsaw stands
Although he
out
did
and
use
steps
it to
out
cut
from the
his hair
shadows.
in the
This is what I'm
montage.
saying, but in the montage, it was such a montage with loud music we didn't hear the sound.
Okay,
So
yeah,
we've never
yeah.
heard the chainsaw sound in real life, and now we hear it. And he steps out the shadows and he goes, "Where is this Fishington?" You know, something like
Where is
that.
this fishing ton? I see no
Yeah.
fishing ton. All I see
And-
is a man who fishes a ton.
Fishing a ton. In fact, I'll show you this photo, and he shows a photo of Barry holding a big fish on Tinder. He goes,
Thumbs up with like the big catch.
yeah. His name is Barry.
Is there a more Scottish way to say I am
Yeah,
delighted?
there definitely is, and we'll come to it. If
Zander, what
anyone's
do you
got a
think?
suggestion now, just say
I think people are a bit too dizzy.
it. Pow.
Fergus should say, instead of "I am delighted," it should be
Yeah.
something more like "bloody brilliant."
Oh, yeah, there we go.
Good. We got it.
Okay.
He flourishes a phone.
So
Should it be a phone, or should it just be like an A4 printed out piece of paper?
a printer?
Jeez.
He shows Fergus Barry's Tinder profile.
Yes. Because it's like it's like the first image on his thing. Very
Yeah.
classic guy thing to do, where it's just
Yeah.
him holding the big catch.
Yeah.
and it would be like the name on it would be Barry, and his description under it would be like I fish a ton.
Yeah. Chainsaw tries to scroll down the page, but accidentally cuts it in half. Fergus and Tina are most shocked.
Oh, we're doing formal in the action now. Is it? Yeah. Is this true? Is this real? How could
Doth this be true?
It is. It is, my love. But I still think you're Gert Lash. Tina gagged. No, is that in a character? She doesn't like people saying Gert Lash.
Today?
What does Gert Lush mean?
It means
Very
very
good.
nice. It's Bristolian for very nice.
Yes, very nice.
Yeah. All right, so now we have the Turbo Island scene and the fish scene, right?
I'm just thinking for the sake of finishing this in a reasonable amount of time, maybe we should just resolve it all here. Maybe Barry and Chainsaw Man should have a standoff right now.
Barry pulls out his fishing line.
Yes.
Pulls out his fishing rod.
Guys. All right. Okay, I love the idea of Chainsaw versus Barry with the fishing line. I think that's a good way to end it. But I'm so set on this talking catfish,
No.
and it would only take one sentence. One sentence.
No.
Come on.
Barry's just
Max,
Give me the talking catfish.
Max,
Give me the
maybe
talking catfish.
it should be like in his head.
He can have it. Give it to him.
Maybe it should come to him like in a vision. He's struggling, and then he suddenly hears like a whisper from behind him. Because obviously right now he's high on some sort of drugs.
Yeah.
And he looks behind him. And he sees...
Right. Okay. So what happens is he's leaving the room. He hears the whisper of the catfish, and he looks around.
Yeah,
and the catfish is talking to
exactly.
him, and it says, "Go back and fight Chainsaw." He goes back and he fucking fights him.
Yeah.
And he claims the doubloons.
He walks out the door.
And he flees, and he finds Tina sat at Turbo Island, and the end is them at Turbo Island, and they fall in love there, and they're happy there.
So it'll have
beautiful.
right
That's
now.
beautiful.
Barry walks
That
at the
is
door,
beautiful.
and
So Barry-
he hears the whispers of. He says, "Where you going, lad?" And he turns his head. And he sees a catfish, and he's like,
Barry.
and maybe the catfish. In this trip he's on, says the catfish is like, I didn't give you that gold for you to end it like this.
Yeah. I gave you that gold. I gave you that gold for a reason.
And he winks, and Barry nods, and he whips out his fishing rod and goes back in. And he goes, "Oi, you!" In the fight, maybe he like whips off his chainsaw and it fucking hits the father and kills him. So then the inheritance is hers, and he walks out like, "Your father's dead, and so is Chainsaw Man. The money's yours."
Yes, that's good. That's good.
And then he's like, "I'm sorry I lied to you. The money's yours. I'll leave now." And then she's like, "No, wait. Come with me. We'll be rich together." And then it ends. Beautiful. We've done it.
Yeah, it's
We did
beautiful. It.
Love conquers all.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. I like this. This actually works better. Not gonna lie. Barry. I didn't give you that money for what? What's the end of the sentence? For you
To quit now.
to quit now. Yeah.
Use
Yeah,
the
there we
strength
go.
of cocaine, Barry.
You're a fisherman.
Should he do like a Popeye scene where he gets more heroin out?
The fucking
Just
Popeye
fucking-
jingle.
Right. He's
Popeye
not some
jingle,
coke.
so
And
he
he's like,
stabs a syringe into his thigh.
No, he realizes
pulls
he
his-
still has coke in his pocket, and fucking snorts it.
Yes.
yeah. I like
Pulls the
that.
fishing stick out.
Go see Catfish.
I'm gonna very loudly open a packet of sweets.
I didn't raise no fucking quitter.
I didn't raise no quitter. Kill this man. Kill.
Court means court.
Court me.
Yes.
Court me. Court.
It's so good.
Honestly, I think this is what society needs to see.
No, right. No, this is the thing, right? So Barry is gonna come in. He's gonna defeat Chainsaw. The Chainsaw's gonna fly up. He's gonna kill the father. Barry's gonna go, where can I find Tina? And he's gonna go, Turbo Island.
And he finds her back to the burning. Okay, yeah. He finds her back to the burning trolleys. And he was like, so you were poor all along? And she was like, yes.
And she goes, let's throw it on the fire.
And then he goes, oh, are you fucking crazy, you dumb bitch?
That's filming.
It was like that Family Guy episode where, I don't know, you probably know Zander, where like death doesn't work anymore so no one can die.
Yeah, another one.
So we had basically the same premise. So anytime someone was like killed or like brutally injured, it was just he was annoyed.
Yeah.
Max, cut out that bit where I was talking over you and then restart it up with the Family Guy bit again. This is a note for the editor.
No.
Mysterious. So we're running a mysterious voice.
No. That you'll see where this comes to.
Oh, okay. Max is he's in his cooking stage again.
I'm cooking.
We never got the anal umbrella, which I kind of wanted to hit.
Okay.
Did we only use one prop this whole time?
We also have like a magnifying glass that doesn't work very well.
That's another one of mine. That's 14 doubloons.
That's 14
doubloons.
For context, viewers, Ken has been diligently editing our drunk ramblings in the script.
Ken's been making it so it's grammatically correct the whole time.
Our beautiful savior. Editor, ignore last thing and just put in a goat screeching at the top of its lungs, please.
There you go, I did his job for him. Listen, from all the millions of pounds we're making from this podcast...
We're making... We're is a strong word, brother.
Yeah, you're not getting any of it.
There's no
What?
right.
I created this entire script! He's gone fucking blind from that bathtub Schweppes.
I can't hear you, it's too dark in here.
I'm recording. Bang.
Recording.
3, 2, 1, clap.
Have we got Justin in this or not?
Yes, I am recording. I definitely did not forget to record and have to be replaced by an AI voice.
We go sexy. Alright, no, I think that, some of the concepts we come up with, like, I think that the idea of two people both pretend to be posh in order to convince the other person is an idea that's, like, so good and so, like, big that you'd need a long script and some great writers to do it justice. And I'm kind of glad we veered away from it a little bit and got a more like fun, smaller script from it. You know,
exactly. I feel like this script really embodies what we want to do with this podcast.
Yeah,
it's like we were getting all these great big ideas, and I honestly think you could make, if you really wanted to, a decent feature-length film out of this. Yeah. But obviously we're here to just
in the future.
Oh, maybe you will.
Yeah, man, I want to be a writer one day.
But obviously we're here to just. We gotta get we start the podcast, we hit record, and we get a full script out before we hit end.
Exactly.
And we've pulled it off. So
we smashed it. All right,
let's get our energy
Speaking
up.
of that, so everyone's here. Everyone's all good. Yeah.
I'm ready.
Everyone knows their roles. Fantastic. All right. So Ken, you're doing narration, eh?
Okay.
All right. Sick.
We're ready.
We'll start when you're ready,
Okay.
man. The race start. Yeah.
Exterior, the jungles of Vietnam. Day. The sound of a motor cuts through the noise of the jungle. A small fishing vessel churns its way down the Mekong. Driving the boat is Barry Drinkwater, a somewhat ugly fella. No James Corden. He stops the boat near a tree sticking into the river.
This is the place.
Flash cuts. Boots on, fishing line up, cigarette in mouth, lights a match off his stubble, leans over edge of boat, adjusts fat to hang over the boat. Whoosh, lure and river.
Come on, baby. I can hear ya. Don't catfish me, catfish.
Suddenly, the line goes taut.
Oh yeah, baby. Tug on that thing.
He tugs hard on the line. The lips of the catfish emerge from the water. The line snaps. He curses and throws again. Another snag. Reel. The whole catfish this time. Does the catfish wink at him? The catfish splits the line from its mouth, along with something else. A chest, hooked by the handle. The fish slips back into the river and swims away. Barry grabs the chest and chucks it into the boat. It bursts open.
Curse you, catfish. Caught means caught, you bastard.
Barry looks into the boat. On the bottom are scattered 14 doubloons. On them is a crest of 3 legs. And a cock.
You think you can buy me off, fish?
He looks in rage at the river, then slowly back at the boat. The doubloons dawn on him.
Blimey. That's a few points worth.
Interior. Airport. In the jungle of Vietnam. Barry passes through the airport. The coins flash on the X-ray scanner. A worker puts a call in. Exterior. Bristol Airport. Day. Plane lands in it. Interior. Bristol Airport. Day. Barry passes through immigration. He's approached by an official-looking fella. Chainsaw with a chainsaw arm.
Anything to declare?
No.
Chainsaw beckons security.
Search him.
Security search him. They pull the coins from his pocket.
As I thought. 14 doubloons. These belong to the 3-leg family.
He takes them from Barry.
Hey. Boy, booze fund. Give 'em back.
He brandishes his chainsaw arm. Barry is spooked. He flees. Exterior. Turbo Island. Night. A trolley crashes into the fire and bursts into flames. Somehow. Tina Triacrura flinches back from the flame.
Bloody hell, fucking Christ, shit, fuck.
Tina hears, looks around. Fergus chews on a deep-fried Mars bar.
Daughter, lass.
Tina spits at him. Runs. She bumps into Chainsaw. Tina backs away in fear. The other Turbo Island inhabitants flee. Tina turns back to her father.
I've recently come into some balloons, lassie.
They're yours, along with everything else.
You wish. My wife's dead. Heirs are dead. I'm on my way out. I have too much wealth to throw away.
I'll take it.
Hold your horses, lassie. There is a condition. I will not have my money go to trolley burners. You must marry a rich man and guarantee me rich heirs. If not, it'll go to chainsaw.
Didn't you used to have one arm?
I tried to shake chainsaw's hand.
Vroom, vroom, vroom. Exterior, Turbo Island, day. The fire is gutted out. Chainsaw leans against the wall. Barry turns the corner.
I got your letter. Why is it so jagged?
Chainsaw holds up his arm in answer. Barry nods.
What do you want? Thief, where's the bloody point you promised me?
I regret taking your money. It was my duty, but I have a way to get it back.
Montage! Flash cuts. Barry's thrown into a chair. Chainsaw spins up. The blade cuts his beard. Barry is scared. Barry puts on a nice shirt and looks to Chainsaw for approval. He nods. Then Blazer. Chainsaw teaches Barry how to speak formally.
Gert Lash.
Very nice.
Gert Nice.
Close. Try again.
A homeless man sniffs Barry and gags. Chainsaw shows a collection of smelly sprays. Spray noises. Barry coughs. The homeless men around go in for a sniff. Very nice. I like. A homeless man holds out heroin to Barry. Chainsaw shakes his head. Chainsaw cuts off the man's hand. Chainsaw hands him cocaine. They all nod and smile and thumbs up. The man with no hand picks it up and makes a thumbs up. Success. Barry snorts coke. Barry's eyes dilate. He has the biggest grin on his face. Interior, hall, Mexican themed party, day. Barry's dilated eyes and wide grin have turned into the skull mask he wears on this Day of the Dead party. Opposite Barry is Tina. She wears a nice dress. Chainsaw taps Barry on the shoulder with his chainsaw. Barry flinches. Chainsaw points out Tina. Barry seems smitten.
What's your favourite fish?
Catfish.
Barry licks his lips. Barry looks to Chainsaw, who nods encouragingly.
My favourite fish is tuna, because it sounds like Tina. I wish I could marry someone called Tina.
I'm called Tina.
Wow, heavens, what a magnificent coincidence. Perhaps it is fate that we have met, milady.
Yes. You seem to be quite the sophisticated gentleman. I didn't catch your name. What is your estate?
Baron Fishington, Esquire.
Barry awkwardly chuckles. Tina has hearts in her eyes. They nod to each other.
If I can convince this guy to marry me, I'll get me doubloons.
If I can convince this girl to marry me, I'll get my doubloons.
What?
Huh?
They smile and nod in silence. Montage! Flash cuts. They're chatting, Tina is laughing. They cheers glasses of champagne. They are dancing. Barry gets bumped and tries to start a fight. Tina holds him back. Barry and Tina on a pedalo. A kid bumps him. They are fishing. Barry beats the kid on the pedalo. Barry goes to sniff a line of coke. Tina shakes her head. She hands him heroin. Barry pulls up a fish. They laugh together. They're clapping at the fine opera that they have attended upon the evening at the Royal Bristolian Theatre, the Hippodrome. Their eyes are red. Same audio, Barry beats a fish to death. Tina is proud.
Wait, someone cut out their clap cheeks.
Oh, what? Yeah, no, I just...
Oh, what?
Oh, was that replaced by they're clapping at the
It
fine
was.
opera?
That's fine.
No
it's
sex
fine.
scene here.
Tina, eyes dilated, bites into a raw fish. Blood runs down. They kiss, and blood runs down between them. Interior, Triacrua Hall, day. Tina and Barry stand before Fergus. Chainsaw stands in the shadows. Suspect. Fergus has only one
I
leg.
forgot about the losing limb bit.
I did that in.
Father, I found the proper suitor. A man worthy of me, and who can deliver you worthy heirs. May present the Right Honourable Baron of Fishington, Esquire.
Oh, bloody brilliant!
A chainsaw starts up in the darkness. Chainsaw steps out into the light. His chainsaw arm is at full power.
My lord, a moment.
He turns to Barry.
And where is this Fishington?
Barry's lost for words.
All I see is a man who loves fishing a ton.
He flourishes a printout.
Look upon this, me lord.
He shows Fergus Barry's Tinder profile where he's holding a fish. Fergus and Tina are most shocked.
This is Barry Drinkwater, a fisherman.
Chainsaw tries to scroll down the page, but chainsaws it in half.
There was more, my lord, but you get the point.
Baron, is this true?
It is, my love. But I still think you're good, lash.
Tina gags. She flees.
You betrayed me, Chainsaw.
Barry's words are drowned out by double chainsaw, real sounds and mouth sounds. He flees. Fergus puts his head in his hands. Barry walks from the room, defeated.
Chainsaw, take your doubloons.
Then, there is a noise. A tear rolls down Barry's cheeks.
Barry,
Barry halts.
Barry, I didn't give you that money for you to quit.
Barry turns. A ghostly catfish floats there.
You're a fisherman. Say fish.
Barry runs past the vision.
Caught means caught.
Barry re-enters the room. He picks up a fishing rod. He casts it. It catches the handle of the chest which Chainsaw holds. He pulls it from his grip.
Hey,
He turns. The chainsaw starts up for real again. Barry casts his line. It's caught in the chainsaw. He's pulled in close.
I've caught you.
A wise fish once taught me. Caught means caught.
He wraps the remaining cable around Chainsaw's arm and then pulls. The arm rips free. The chainsaw flies into Fergus. Chainsaw collapses dead. Barry runs to Fergus.
Oi, it was an accident. I'm sorry.
Find my daughter. Give her the doubloons.
Where will I find her? Buckingham? Balmoral?
Turbo Island.
He die. Exterior, Turbo Island, night. Tina stares into the flames. She's all homeless again.
What shall I do?
Marry.
But he's a lowborn.
Marry him anyway.
Why?
Of course. He has loads of doubloons.
Tina turns in joy. It was Barry the whole time. He has a shopping cart which holds a chest. Tina jumps up, hugs, kisses.
I love you. You're a real catch.
You're a catfish?
Tina starts crying.
No. They were my favourite too.
Tina laughs in joy, tears running down her face. She grabs the trolley.
Let's burn this too and be free of it all.
She rolls it into the flames. Barry screams. He grabs it and wrenches it out.
What the fuck are you doing?
Sorry, I thought it'd be romantic.
Well, it's not.
Okay.
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 Good. Well, let's go rent a hotel room with these doubloons and have sex or something.
Yeah, good idea.
Done.
Hey, the end. Wow.
Beautiful.
Guys, what a beautiful thing.
You've got a lot
How
of
did that end
episodes
up
to
being
edit
10
through, Max.
pages?
I've got to say, Fergus's accent was the most consistent. That was an 11-page
Yeah.
script.
I know.
Jesus Christ.
Awesome.
Hey, you know what? I reckon, first episode to second, if we keep going on this path, we'll have maybe a coherent episode in a few more.
Yeah.
We'll get there
Yeah.
eventually.
Give it time. Give it time.
Yeah. Thank
No,
you so
beautiful.
much, everyone, for joining this.
Yeah, we didn't even. Did we even outro last time?
I
Don't even
think
know.
so. We think we just
Thanks
ended
for
it.
watching. If you stuck
Yeah.
around this long, thank you for
Yeah.
watching.
Yes.
They,
Yeah.
they,
Yes.
they, they definitely
Appreciate
did
it.
not hang around for this. I'm gonna
Listen,
Everyone had around for the end because it's fully produced audio story, man, and very consistent accents.
yes,
And it was all made possible by child slavery.
wait, cut that better,
Oh,
cut that
God.
better.
Disney
You
Scripts is
gotta-
sponsored
you
by
gotta-
Charles Labour.
No.
Charles
Alright,
Lane.
cut. It's done.
editor,
It's done.
can I
Our
like
good
the last
friend
2
Charles
hours?
Labour.
It's
Yeah,
done.
yeah. Fix it in post. Fix
We'll
it in
fix it in
post.
post. We'll fix
That's
it in
what
post.
that's
Okay,
that's
I'm
what the
stopped.
pros do, right?